All right, we get praise, esteem, and honor to Abba and Shamayim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach this day. We pick this up in John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. You will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, and you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you, Abba. There's one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? All esteem and praise to Abba and Shamayim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Let's hit this 2 Peter chapter 3. Yo, what's happening, Joseph, man? 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 13. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwell righteousness. Wherefore, beloved, Shalom, Quran, man, Yahuwah, seeing that you look for such things, be diligent that you might be found of him in peace, without spot and blameless. An account that the long suffering of our Lord is salvation, even as our beloved brother Paul, also according to the wisdom given unto him, have written unto you. Also in all his epistles, speaking in them things, in which are some things hard to be understood, which they that are unlearned and unstable rest. Also the other scriptures unto their own destruction. Shalom, Jake. So, peace, brother Omar. Let me cut this one because her AirPods showing. Go back to Romans 9:1.
I say the truth in the Mashiach, I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Ruach HaKadosh, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could have wished that myself were accursed from my Mashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom the adoption and the esteem and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service and the promise.
What's happening, Tavon?
Whose are the fathers, and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Mashiach, who is over all, Elohim Baruch forever. Amen.
Now, we already dealt with the adoption part. Go ahead and give him that definition of glory again. So that's what we stopped at. Mm-hmm. Shalom, brother Robert.
That's doxa, that's opinion, judgment, view, opinion, estimate, whether good or bad, concerning someone's splendor, brightness of the moon, sun, stars, magnificence, excellence, preeminence, dignity.
Hold on, he said the magnificence of the what? The stars, huh?
Yeah, splendor and brightness of the moon, sun, or stars.
Genesis 1 and 14 then. Now we dealt with adoption. We'll deal with stars. And we'll take a different route to see how you can see them the sons of God from that point of view. You got the adoption of becoming the sons of God. Then you got the honor of being the son of God. Genesis 1 and 14.
And Elohim said, let there be lights in the firmament of Shamahim to divide the day from the night. Let them be for signs, for seasons, and for days and years.
And
let them be for lights in the firmament of Shamahim to give light upon the earth. And it was so.
And what else?
And Elohim made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night.
What else?
The stars also.
The what also?
The stars also.
Don't tell them what the stars is, man.
Kokab, star of Messiah, brothers, youth, numerous
Shalom, East, man.
Elohim's omniscience, and in the sense blazing a star, the prince.
Genesis what? 37 and 9.
And he dreamed yet another dream, and told it his brethren, and said, behold, I have dreamed a dream more, and behold, the sun and the moon and the 11 stars made obeisance to me.
What stars?
The 11 stars.
Genesis 25. Not 25. Genesis 27 and Tell me what 34 say.
And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding.
Okay, back me up then. The 29. Genesis 27 and 29. Shalom, Sister Regina.
Let people serve you, and nations bow down to you. Be Lord over your brethren.
Be Lord over your who?
Your brethren.
Over your who?
Over your brethren. Let your mother's sons bow down to you. Cursed be everyone that cursed you. Baruch he that baruched you.
Now, we're looking at something because if the stars are the progeny of Mashiach, the sons of Mashiach, what it was? The 11 stars bow down to Joseph. Those stars represent who, Sivit?
So that's the apostles. Or the other tribes.
The other tribes. The other sons of Yasharal. Because all his brothers bowed down. Now, I did want to hit this point because I almost forgot. We're dealing with the esteem of the sons of God and the adoption, correct? Genesis 48. This is how it allowed me to work Dan in there. You know about Lieutenant Dan? Lieutenant Dan. Ice cream. Genesis chapter 48. You can pick it up at verse 1. They ain't gonna hurt nobody. Hey, hush. Hush.
And it came to pass after these things that one told Joseph, behold, your father is sick. And he took with him 2 sons, Manasseh and Ephraim.
And
told Jacob and said, behold, your son Joseph come unto you.
Yasharal
strengthened himself and sat upon the bed.
Jacob
said unto Joseph,
Elohim
Almighty appeared unto me at Luz in the land of Canaan, and baruch me.
And he said unto me,
behold, I will make you fruitful.
And what?
Multiply you.
And what else?
Make of you a multitude of people, and will give this land to your seed after you, an everlasting possession.
That's going to tap into that part of the covenants. Let's just go ahead and deal with that right now so I can get that out of the way. Because we want to make everything plain before we proceed. Genesis 15 and 4. Genesis 17 and 1. Genesis 26 and 1. Genesis 28 and 14. Genesis 35 and 1. We could get 2 Samuel 7, and that'll pretty much conclude. I'll reiterate those things as we complete each one. I told you, going through these epistles, we're going to be very, very deliberate. Because when you're dealing with these epistle letters, you need to be very, very deliberate. You need to be very specific. You need to be laser focused. You don't need to jump to conclusions. You really have to pay attention at what you're looking at, so you can be able to disseminate where he's getting this stuff from with what they would call it, with pinpoint accuracy. Genesis 15 and 4.
And behold, the word of Yahuwah came unto him, saying, this shall not be your heir, but he that shall come forth out of your own bowels shall be your heir. And he brought him forth abroad and said, look now toward Shamahim and tell the stars, if you be able to number them. He said unto you, so shall your seed be. He believed in Yahuwah, and he counted it to him for righteousness. And he said unto him, I, Yahuwah, that brought you out of Ur of the Chaldees to give you this land to inherit it. And he said, Yahuwah Elohim,
stop, Joanne.
Whereby shall I know that I shall inherit it? And he said unto him, take me a heifer of 3 years old, and a she-goat of 3 years old, and a ram of 3 years old.
Now that's good, because now he's going to go into that dream. I'm not trying to take that trek. That's your covenant with Abraham. Genesis 17 and 1. Now you have the covenant of circumcision. You know what I'm talking about? We kind of talked about them pressing people about being circumcised in the flesh previously. We're not going into that great detail until we get to that epistle letter where that is discussed. Go ahead.
And when Abram was 90 years old and 9, Yahuwah appeared to Abram and said unto him, I, the Almighty Elohim,
walk
before me and be you perfect.
Be what now?
Be you perfect.
Be what now?
Be you perfect.
Tell him what perfect means, man.
Tamim, complete, whole, entire, sound.
Be sound. Have integrity. Be innocent. Go ahead, man.
And I will make my covenant between me and you.
He'll make your what?
a covenant between me and you.
Almost left out Noah covenant. We'll grab that in a second. Go ahead.
And will multiply you exceedingly. And Abram fell on his face, and he talked with him, saying, As for me, behold, my covenant with you, and you shall be a father of many nations.
Come on.
Neither shall your name anymore be called Abram, but your name shall be Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made you. And I will make you exceeding fruitful.
Tell them what Abram meant in contrast to Abraham. Clearly, that passage just told you Abraham means father of many peoples.
Abram is exalted father.
Abraham.
And Abraham is a father of a multitude or chief of multitude.
So you went from being an exalted father to a father of a multitude. Let's continue. Keep both of those in your brain.
And I'll make you exceeding fruitful.
Matter of fact, pause. I'll do it now. How does that relate to the testimony of the Lord? Shalom, Brother Ernest. From being an exalted father to a father of a multitude. How would you explain that? I got an idea how some of you would explain it. You'd be leaving money on the table. Well, let's do this. Let's start at the first part where most people would go. Isaiah 9 and 6. Most people go there and see, oh, we're done. But you're not done. Because you're just going to see where it's called him Almighty Father and you're going to stop. But how does you go from being an exalted father to being a father of a multitude? Go ahead.
For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Elohim, the Everlasting Abba, the Prince of Shalom.
Now, he's called the Everlasting Father. Now, I would give you, if you gave me that answer alone, you know what I would give you on your test? No, I would not. Glory, what you think I'd give you on your test if that's all you gave me? No. Yes, this is incomplete. This is an incomplete assignment. Yeah, I'm not accepting that. I'm giving it back. Because you just threw that on there and you thought that better me give you incomplete than give you the F. Because with just that's an F. And you know what? And why is it just an F? Why is it an F? Did you explain your answer or did you just see Father and threw that on there and thought that was sufficient? Because you didn't explain how did he go from an exalted father to a father of a multitude. Was that explained? Was just that? Now it said under us or what is what?
Child is born. Unto us a son is given.
Back it up to verse 1. Let me ask some more. Am I boring you, sir? I'm just messing with you guys. You are.
Okay, nevertheless, the dimness shall not be as much as it was in a vexation when at the first he lightly afflicted the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, and afterward did more grievously afflict her by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan and Galilee of the nations.
Now, you know that's in Matthew that he said he fulfilled that. Go ahead.
The people that walked in darkness have seen a great light.
Oh, hold on. The people that did what?
Walked in darkness have seen a great light.
What happened?
They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them have the light shine.
What's the shadow of death, man?
So
man, you just went. Hold on. You just went to the bathroom. What you closing the door for? To wash your hands. You can wash your hands and come on out of there. Go ahead.
The Psalm of death, death shadow, deep shadow. Deep
now we
darkness.
talked about that, right? In Psalm 23. It's a death shadow. It's a deep shadow. So on and so forth. Now let's pause for a moment. Now continue.
You have multiplied the nation and not increased the joy.
Hold on, you did what?
Multiplied the nation.
And you ain't do what?
Not increased the joy.
And what else?
They joy before you according to the joy in harvest, and as men rejoice when they divide the spoil.
Hold on. He said they don't rejoice as the men in what?
So they joy before you according to the joy in harvest.
What harvest is, man?
Qasir, harvesting, process of harvesting.
Now, how many times, Shalom, Brother Craig, how many times in the year did Yasharal harvest? How many harvests did you have? You got about 4 harvests. My memory served me correctly. We got about 4. When are they?
First fruits. You got the end gathering.
No, you bereft of one.
I wasn't done.
You still bereft. No. Who said Trump? No, they don't. Don't bring that into no damn Trump. He's wrong.
You talking about Pentecost, man?
He's still wrong.
The first sheep?
Yeah, he's still wrong.
Why you wrong?
Cause that ain't when you do get that one there, man.
I was saying that's what you're trying to mention. About the sheep.
He's still wrong. I ain't gonna make him right because he said that. It's still incorrect.
So first fruits don't got nothing to do with the sheep.
No, not Pentecost. Better go look it back in Leviticus 23. Shalom, Mother Shalom. Leviticus 23 will tell you what that sheep at. That sheep ain't got nothing to do with Pentecost. We ain't heard about that in a long time. They don't forgot. He know that's why he back there Jesus.
He said he shall come unto you from the tomorrow after the Sabbath, from the day that you bring in the sheep with the wave off and 7 shekels.
That ain't Pentecost. He said count 7 weeks. That ain't Pentecost. Pentecost ain't came yet. You done already brought the sheep and waved it. That's during unleavened bread. Yeah, see, I want to see. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? That's during unleavened bread. That's when the Lord rose from the dead, matter of fact. Because that's when you wave him. The Sabbath after it starts. Gotta wave it. That's the sheep. That's a harvest. That's the first fruit. Then you got first fruits. Then you got your end time harvest. That's why he say Trump. What he talking about? You smoke the marijuana before you die?
Trump just because you want to be an end time harvest and Passover a little bit before first fruit.
You got a harvest. Boom. When Passover starts. That's the barley harvest. That's when it starts. Then you got your first fruits, which is the waving of the sheaf offering, which is the Sabbath, the first Sabbath after Passover.
First fruits the name would mean that it should be the first fruits.
Nah, Pentecost is called Feast of Weeks. It's not called First Fruits. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it's called Feast of Weeks. We call it First Fruits. People call it Pentecost because of the 50, but scripturally it's called Feast of Weeks. You know what I'm talking about? Obviously because of the 7 weeks. You know what I'm talking about? That's a harvest because, like I said, that's your first physical harvest. Then you have your harvest at the end of the year, which is tabernacle. That's your fault. See, I figured that that wave offering, Passover, first fruits, Feast of Weeks, tabernacle. See, I figured that wave offering would be neglected because that's the one that most people don't pay attention to because you don't realize that's a harvest. Christians talk more about the wave offering than anybody do, probably. You know what I'm talking about? We haven't talked about it in a long time. I just realized that Easter tomorrow because I damn sure forgot yesterday was Good Friday.
I think it's because it's on the Sabbath. It's on the Sabbath, so you don't consider it a feast day.
Yeah, it's already a Sabbath. So. But get it for us, it's Leviticus 23, man. You can pick it up in one. I don't feel like fishing. I see what you got down there, Quran.
It's saying, Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Yasharal, and say unto them, the feast of Yahuwah, which shall proclaim to be Kodesh convocations. These are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day the Shabbat of rest, the Kadash convocation. You shall do no work therein. It is the Shabbat of Yahuwah in all your dwellings. These are the feasts of Yahuwah, Kadash convocations, which you shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day, the first month at evening is Yahuwah's Passover.
That's right.
And on the 15th day of the same month, the feast of unleavened bread unto Yahuwah. 7 days you must eat unleavened bread.
Come on.
In the first day you shall have a Kadash convocation. You shall do no servile work therein.
None.
But you shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahuwah 7 days. In the seventh day of Kadash convocation, you shall do no servile work.
None.
Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying,
What he said?
Speak unto the children of Yasharah and say unto them, when you be coming to the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof.
And reap the who?
The harvest thereof.
What you got to do with it?
Then you shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest.
Got to bring the what?
The first fruits of your harvest unto the priest.
Unto the who?
Unto the priest.
Tell them what first fruits is, man.
That's what I was thinking about. Like,
That's right, sheaf.
the first fruits, I was kind of that in Pentecost, because Pentecost was first fruits when they receive the Lord.
Yeah, that's the first beginning, best, or chief.
The first,
part.
listen, the first, the beginning, or the best. And notice, go to Matthew 28:1. And this is why, and then after that, see, this will tie you back to Colossians 1:14. So you read Matthew 28:1, and we'll rock in Colossians 1:14 right now.
At the end of the Shabbat, as it began to dawn towards the first of the week, came Mary Magdalene and the other Mary to see the sepulchre. And behold, there was a great earthquake. The Malachim of the Lord descended from Shamaim and came and rolled back the stone from the door and sat upon it. His countenance was like lightning, and his raiment white as snow. And for fear of him, the keepers did shake and became as dead. The Malachim answered and said unto the woman, Fear not you, for I know that you seek Yahushua, which was crucified. He is not here, for he is risen.
Now, he's gone. Now go to Colossians 1:14. Go ahead.
In whom we have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of sins, who is the image of the invisible Elohim, the firstborn of every creature.
First what?
Firstborn of every creature.
That would mean he would be that sheep, right? The best. Go ahead. What make him the best? Paul finna tell you.
Were all things created that are in Shamaim and that are on earth, visible and invisible.
Visible and invisible.
Whether thrones or dominions or principalities or powers, all things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things.
What else?
And by him all things consist. He is the head of the body, the assembly, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead.
Firstborn from the what?
From the dead.
That make him the best. That make him chief. Right? That's what it says. Now, see, I'm going to show you where you get thrown off at, because, see, in Leviticus 23, it doesn't give Pentecost a name. You can come back to verse 10, right? But I'm going to be over here in verse 15 in Leviticus 23. And then I'm going to read you something to Deuteronomy 16. It says, You shall count unto you from the morrow after the Shabbat, from the day that you brought the sheaf of the wave offering, 7 Shabbat shall you be complete. So that sheaf that he referring to in verse 15 is this sheaf in verse 10. See, that first fruits part, that parts get ignored by many. That's representative of him when he actually out of the grave. He say, even unto the morrow after the 7 Shabbat shall you number 50 days, and you shall offer a new meat offering unto Yahuwah. Now see, this is a different sacrifice. You shall bring out of your habitation 2 wave loaves of 2/10 deals. They shall be fine flour. They shall be baken with leaven, the first fruits unto Yahuwah.
Oh, that's what I was saying. That's Pentecost, right?
Yeah, but see, this, and this way you get thrown. Now come to Deuteronomy 16, because that it don't call that feast first fruits. He's telling you got to bring the first fruits of that harvest. Now, when you come over here to the Deuteronomy 16:9, 7 weeks shall you number unto you to begin to number the 7 weeks from you beginning the sickle to the corn, and you shall keep the feast of weeks unto Yahuwah your Elohim, with the tribute of a freewill offering of your hand, which you shall give, according as Yahuwah hath baruched you. And you shall rejoice before Yahuwah your Elohim, you and your son and your daughter and your manservant and your maidservant and the Levite within your gates and the stranger and the fatherless and the widow among you, in the place which Yahuwah your Elohim have chosen to place his name. And you shall remember that you was a bondman in Mizraim, and you shall observe to do all these statutes. See, in Leviticus 23, he doesn't give it a name, but it's referred to as Feast of Weeks. But, you know what I'm saying? But that sheaf, that represented him resurrecting from the dead. Because it's when you got to give a civet, you got to bring that in the first fruits of your harvest. Verse 11, well, you can read 10 again, Leviticus 23. Correct, Quran, correct. That's why he told her, touch me not, I haven't ascended to my Father. You know what I'm saying? He had to present himself, if you would.
Okay, speak unto the children of Yasharal and say unto them, when you be coming to the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then you shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest.
Go ahead.
He shall wave the sheaf before Yahuwah.
To be
accepted for you.
On the morrow.
After the Shabbat, the priest shall wave it.
That's how you know that that's when he got up, is when the Shabbat concluded. He can't get up on the Shabbat and be the wave offering at the same time. If he get up on the Shabbat, how he the wave offering, and you can't do the wave offering until the day after the Shabbat. So it's got to be on the first day of the week. There's no way around that. You know what I'm talking about? If not, then guess what he didn't do? Because I was asked this question the other day. Matthew 5 and 17. Exactly.
Hey.
Don Joanne. Come on with it.
I think not that I am come to destroy the law of the prophets.
But the what?
I'm not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Tell them what fulfill means.
Pleroo, to make full, to fill up, to fill to the full.
Now come on back to read 23 and 11. See, I know a lot of brews don't want to say he got up on the first day because you hate the Christian church. It don't matter. See, now this is the biggest problem. And I'll say this for those who may not be aware. If you think the man died on Wednesday and rose on Saturday, you simple. The same way that you think them people simple for thinking he died on Friday and rose on Sunday. You both simple. Now, you know the verse why they think that, don't you, sir? What verse is it? Who? Well, let's read it then. Daniel 9 and 27.
And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. And in the midst of the week,
what of the week?
The midst of the week.
What's going to happen?
He shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease. And for the overspreading of abominations, he shall make it desolate.
Now, see, they think that meaning that the day that he was sacrificed, that's just bad teaching. He said in the midst of the what?
Of the week.
In the midst of the what?
Of the week.
That ain't got nothing. If it's the midst of the week, what week he talking about? He talking about in the middle of unleavened bread. And when you got the wave, bring the wave offering, see? In the middle of unleavened bread. Ain't that what it just told you? So if you got to do it, if he said he had caused the sacrifice and oblation to cease, how would he be able to do that? Well, we read it last night. If the blood and bulls and goats and the sprinkling of the ashes of a heifer make you clean, how much more shall the blood of a Mashiach purify your conscience from dead works? So this man ain't get up on the first day of the week because he died on Friday, because that verse ain't even talking about that. And neither is it talking about from Wednesday to Saturday. You've been lied to. You've been bamboozled. Led astray. Run them up. Not Plymouth Rock, but the rock of Yahuwah done landed on you. Because that don't even make sense. Again, read verse 11 again, because what does the law say? Daniel 9 and 27. Daniel 9 and 27. Hey, cut it out before I get rid of all of y'all.
It said, he shall wave the sheaf before Yahuwah to be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Shabbat, the priest shall wave it.
On the when after the Shabbat?
The morrow after the Shabbat.
Now let's be even more detailed. John 19 and 30. Come on with it.
When Yahushua therefore had received the vinegar, he said, it is finished. And he bowed his head and gave it the ruach. The Yahudim, therefore, because it was the preparation.
Whether you realize or not, this is dealing with how he's an exalted father, by the way. It's dealing with how he Abram, by the way. Go ahead. Everything we just been talking about. Go ahead.
Y'all deemed therefore, because it was the preparation, that the body should not remain upon the stick on the Shabbat day. But that Shabbat day was a high day.
Mm-hmm.
Besought Pilate that the legs might be broken and that they might be taken away.
Now he said that this is a high day, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now coming to Luke 24 and 15, look at what his apostles say.
And it came to pass that while they communed and reasoned, Yahushua himself drew near and went with them. But their eyes were holding that they should not know him.
And he said, what manner
of communications are these that you have one to another as you walk and are sad?
What they told him.
And one of them, whose name was Cleopas, answering, said unto him, Are you only a stranger?
Are you only a what?
A stranger in Jerusalem.
What's been going on?
And have not known the things which are come to pass there in these days?
And what days?
In these days.
What he told him after that?
He said unto them with things, and they said unto him concerning Yahushua of Nazareth, which was a prophet, mighty in deed and word before Elohim and all the people. Now the chief priests and our rulers delivered him to be condemned to death.
And how many days has it been since this happened? He's gonna take.
He said, but we trusted that it had been he which should have redeemed Yasharal. Beside all this, today is the third day.
It's the what day?
The third day.
It's the what day?
The third day.
So that means it's the midst of the week of the feast now, isn't it? And it's tomorrow after the Shabbat when he's talking to him now, isn't it? My God, today. Now, let's go back to Isaiah 9 and wherever you stopped at. Because Mika says she's always wondered how is he the everlasting Father. And that's a lot of contention for a lot of people. Some people don't believe he did the work. Some people believe he did do the work.
Clubhouse, they say how he is the everlasting Father because he has a Father. Definitely.
You say what?
In Clubhouse, them niggas be arguing about how they see the everlasting Father when he has a Father.
I mean, it's not hard to see how he would be the everlasting Father when you understand what the word everlasting means in Hebrew. Then it's not that much of a contention. Because that would be like, how could I be a father and I got a father? Easy, nigga, I reproduced. It ain't that hard. That's a you got a cold? That's a poor line of thinking, considering that every man who has a father has a father who has a father who has a father. I understand the premise of the thought, but that's a poor track to take. Because you think, okay, the father produces a son, but the son don't produce any offspring himself? Matter of fact, read Isaiah 53 and 10, man. And after that, 59 and 17, or 59 and 20.
Yet it pleased Yahuwah to bruise him. He hath put him to grief. When you shall make his soul an offering for sin, he shall see his seed. He shall prolong.
He shall see his what?
His seed.
To see his what?
His seed.
What else?
He shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of Yahuwah shall prosper in his hand.
Now he said he'll see his seed. Now we know full well that Yahushua did not have a physical seed. He didn't have a physical seed, but he said he would see it. Now we talked about last night, he gave you power to become what? The sons of God. And you ain't not by the will of man, nor blood, nor the will of the flesh, but of God. But how is he an exalted father before that? Because we just seen that he said the stars also, and the star Kokab literally means the progeny of Mashiach. That's literally what that word means. Now what we just read?
That was Isaiah 53.
Now read Isaiah 59 and 20.
And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith Yahuwah. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith Yahuwah. My ruach that is upon you, my words which I have put in your mouth.
Now listen, this is my what?
This is my covenant with them.
My ruach that is what?
Upon you.
And
my words which I have put in your mouth
shall not
depart out of your mouth,
nor
out of the mouth of your seed,
nor out of the mouth
of your seed,
from,
saith Yahuwah, from henceforth and forever.
We can't even classify that and put that on no man, because can't no man take no credit for that. He said, the ruach that I put upon you and the word I put in your mouth. Now, what Israelite you gonna point to for that? That he made a covenant with him, that his spirit and his word would be there from his seed. So you could go to Haggai and he say, according to the word that I covenanted with you when you came out of Egypt. He ain't covenanted with you no ruach and no word being in your mouth to be on your seed coming up out of there. You can't find that. You know what verse I'm talking about? He don't know what verse I'm talking about. You know what verse I'm talking about? In Haggai. Haggai 2 and 5. Run it for him. Hey, close your legs sitting on that chair like you a man. You're not a man. I'm talking to you. You know for what I'm talking to you. Come on.
Say, according to the word that I covenanted with you when you came out of Egypt, so my ruach remain among you, fear you not.
Now he said his ruach remained where?
Among you.
He didn't say it was on you though. He said it'd be where?
Among you.
Tell him what among means. Then go back to Isaiah 59 and see where he said, "In the ruach that I put upon you." So there is no doubt.
That is tall back. That's the midst or the middle.
In the middle of you. What does that mean? To just you who are in the midst. So wherever you at, I'm in the midst of you. Now go back to Isaiah 59 and 20. What does it say?
And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, saith Yahuwah. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith Yahuwah. My ruach that is upon you.
Pause. Upon you. What that mean? Hey, cut it out. Cut it out. Get from under my tape. Get from under my tape. That means you, Joanne.
That word is all upon, on the ground of, according to, on account of, on behalf of, concerning, beside, together with.
Accord with, one with, upon you. That's two different things. So when you see that, where did he covenant with them coming out of Egypt? That I'm going to put my spirit together with you. And that was going to be with you. And then my word would be out of your mouth and it would never depart. Well, tell them what never depart means. Where you find that at? When they came out of Egypt, where did he covenant with them at?
Depart is move, to depart or remove.
So he said, I'll never remove. I'm be honest with you too, Mama. So this is another passage to where if Ron would have used that talking about once saved, always saved, he would have had a stronger case. Like I say, I don't think he laid his case out as strongly as I would have laid that case out. But notice he said, my spirit and my words will not remove from you forever. I know it is very difficult for people to understand, but once you get that man's spirit, how are you going to lose it? A lot of people look at it as somebody lost it, but the reality was that person never had it. How you lose God? You talking about losing God like you lose your keys, like you lose a girlfriend or something. The Ruach HaKodesh, for lack of a better phraseology, is the gift that keep on giving. You know what I'm saying? And one thing about that gift, he don't give it to sinners. And sinners in this aspect is not just your behavior, because we were having this conversation also. They steady read Matthew 15 and not talking about what the man was talking about. The man wasn't talking about eating food. He was talking about the people coming at him with unwashed hands, eating food. And he took that as saying, because you have to realize something, with the Jews' laws, if you haven't really paid attention to it, they were real big on cleanliness. That's when people like, godliness is next to cleanliness. No, the book don't say that. People say a lot of things that the book don't say. People say, God, look out for children and food. That man ain't never said that. He never said he looked out for children or food. Oh, God helps those that help themselves. God bless the child to have his own. This man ain't never said any of these things. Never said he working in a mysterious way. That man is very open and plain with everything he got going on. You know what I'm saying? Them old nigga tales. Not wives' tales, nigga tales. Because it sounds good. Somebody said it and then it just goes on and then people just believe that it's in the word. Same with come as you are. That man never said that. Definitely, the ball name mean fool. He ain't look out for him.
That's pretty smooth.
Huh?
I said the guy in the clean is about the cleanest one.
But it's a lot of niggas. They look here. It's a lot of niggas clean as a whistle, filthy on the inside. Cause that's what Matthew 23 and 23 were talking about. These boys pop up. They got their nice seats on, they nice garments on. Them boys be looking clean, nigga, wicked as hell. Nigga might have seen Adonis and thought, boy, that's clean, boy. That nigga get his booty tickled. And he say he chief high priest. Mm-hmm. This ain't conjunction of being fun. I'm dead serious. But we was already hit to that. Yeah, you niggas wild. Oh, love the sinner, hate the sin. He give his toughest battles to his strongest warriors. Let me tell you something. That hate the sinner and hate the sin and love the sinner. That man say, all you that love Yahuwah, hate the evil. That's what he said. And he told you to have that you would be blessed if you don't go in the way of sinners. He said all the wicked gonna be destroyed out of the earth. David said, I won't know a wicked man. So I don't know where these people got this stuff from. Yahuwah hate the sinner and the sin. He hate both of them. The difference is there's an offer of repentance extended. You know what I'm talking about? That's the difference. Because I ain't got enough energy to be hating somebody because they sin. I don't know you. Because the book say he angry with the wicked every day.
His ears is open to the righteous prayers.
Yeah, they say he don't listen. Man say he don't even hear the prayers of sinners. Man say if you regard iniquity in your heart, he not even gonna hear you. But ain't nobody gonna tell you that. That's the first thing people gonna see. Just pray about it. Shoot, if you live in sorrow, you better ask somebody else to do it. Because you wasting your time. No, for real, you wasting your time. If you wicked as hell, you better ask somebody else to do it. And if you look in the word, you see several times when somebody asks somebody else to do it.
Jeremiah, don't even pray for him.
You got some people talking about, man, the law say be fruitful and multiply. He told Jeremiah, don't take no wife. He said, don't marry none of these hoes. They all unclean. The people unclean. Jeremiah said, man, I wish I could be a wayfaring man and just get away from you niggas. Go be a nomad in the wilderness. All you niggas lined up at your neighbor's wife. You at your homeboy house trying to knock his wife down. Matter of fact, he said they neighing like a horse. You know what that look like? You niggas nasty. That man say every man neigh after his neighbor's wife. And that jump be pissing me off, man. If I knew a nigga, boy, look at her, man. I ain't coming here to look at these hoes, nigga. How about you look at these weights? You been looking at that girl booty for 20 minutes. You ain't picked up this bar yet. You can't get no muscle looking at her cheeks, nigga. Grab that bar. Come on, I don't care nothing about all that, man. Matter of fact, girl I went to high school with, her husband used to be on that, man. I don't even think she married the cuz no more. And it ain't because he nasty, because she was nasty too. But she wasn't nasty in the gym. She was nasty in real life. They probably were both sliding and gliding. So it was like, what y'all married for at this point? But he definitely used to be like, look at her, boy, she bad. I'm like, nigga, your wife in here, cuz. You, wow.
She's with it.
You, wow. But it just be funny when dudes be on that and they think you on that too. Man, look here, man. If you seen a set of booty cheeks, you seen them all. If you seen cleavage, you done seen them all. I don't want this woman. I came in here to live, cuz. And I ain't saying that because I'm in the word. I mean that sincerely. I wouldn't care if them women was walking around there butterball naked. That ain't gonna change the fact that I still need to hit 12 reps on this incline press. You know what I'm talking about? Like straight up and down. I'm gonna tell you what I would say if they would walk around there butterball naked. Oh, you better not put your bet behind on this bench. You know what I'm talking about? Please don't put your bet. At least don't sit on the bench till I use it. After I use it, you can do what you want to do.
That's spray and white, man. We have to spray and white.
Ain't enough spray for that, baby. That's your inward parts. You know what I'm talking about?
Bleach. They say bleach.
No, I can't spray that. I don't want nothing to do with that.
Monkey juice everywhere.
Everywhere. They ain't no different if dudes what come on color. Don't sit on there till I use it. Nobody don't want to use no bit and you done put your scrotum on there? No, man. I ain't gonna lie, I'm calling the police. You put your bare behind on, talking about bare raw behind? Yeah, I'm calling the police. No, hey man, let me be honest with you. I told you this before. What I was telling you, I ain't joking about that. A lot of people do not go in the gym to train for real. They in there just to be in there. Like my dog was like, he done got up to like 500 plus on the deadlift. But he was talking about this other day. He mentioned today, I heard a dude in the gym tell this his homeboy this, but I already know this. Only 1% of gym goers can bench 225. 1%. If you can bench 225, you in the top 99 percentile of all gym goers. You know what I'm saying? It's not standard. If you pay attention in the gym, how many people do you see with 4 plates on a bar bench pressing? Not many. Not many. The boys definitely have a good 25 and 245s on there and maybe an additional 5 or 10. It's not normal. Now, when you're talking about lifters, 225 is at the bottom of the barrel. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You don't really start getting into the upper percentile till you can do 315 and above. Mm-hmm. For lifters, there's a difference. You got people who train, and then you got everybody else. 225 is impressive for everybody else. 225 for lifters. That's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm talking about? Let's be honest with you. If you say you are a lifter, that's what you're supposed to do. At least be at 250. You might be able to say something. It's not a lot of people who can do that. It's not a lot of people who can bench 225. It's not a lot of people who can deadlift 225. It's not a lot of people who can squat 225. And damn sure not even a lot of people who can overhead press 135. And for lifters, 135 ain't nothing. If you could overhead press 225, well, you strong as hell. But yeah, ain't nobody got time for that. But it ain't no different than people who go to these assemblies or churches. You ain't coming there for no word. You came in there to see that girl show some leg. You know what I'm saying? Show a little side boob. Oh man, little leg quarters. Then talking about whose side boob is this? My side boob. You know what I'm talking about? They don't know. They probably should know about it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to take that into account. Because people be on some other type time, man. And I'll tell you, I always look at the gym as the same with the word. You got people who show up every Sabbath, every Sunday, all across this country. And they going to hell because they just came just to show up. You got people who walk in that gym free. You got people who go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week, still look the same. You eat the same. Your cardio the same. Your workout the same. Matter of fact, your workout is, I'm going to do 6 reps and sit here and play on my goddamn phone for 25 minutes. Nigga, go home. Go home. Why you go to the gym and scroll? You could have stayed home and did that. Yeah. I mean, I'm my boy, if you going to, like they said, man, why would you go to get word and scroll on your phone? You could have stayed home for that. You could have stayed home for that to do that at the gym. You got all the time in the world. You picked the wrong time to do that. You know what that signals to everybody around you? That what's going on ain't important to you. You just here just to be here. That's terrible. I'd have stayed home. See, I done had dudes be like, man, I know you love your job, or I don't see how you do it because I'm here to help people not find problems. Well, a lot of people don't want to exercise. She said, I probably never bench press. Why wouldn't you never bench press? Ain't that hard. You know, lay on the bench, retract your shoulders. You know what I'm talking about? Get your shoulders in a nice position so you don't tear them up. Grab the ball and push that up. That's it. Ain't that hard? You been bench pressing more? I already know it because Sylvia came in there a couple times. That nigga went and sat at the front desk. That nigga said, this nigga here taking too long. Yeah. He say, man, he ain't even attempt to see what I was doing. He did his thing and he left.
In my hour.
He said, I'm gonna get up.
Man in there for 2.
I wasn't in there for 2.
Supposed to know.
No, I wasn't even that close.
I just hit my max yesterday.
That boy say he hit his max. Oh, you got arthritis in your shoulders? You get a barbell. I mean, you get dumbbells. Somebody look scary with no spotter. Don't be scared. You know what I'm saying? If you die, you die.
That's right.
Be scared.
Don't be scared. If you die, you die. Now, all jokes aside, if you bench pressing without a spotter, you ain't supposed to be. Anyway, but this the key if you bench pressing without a spotter. Don't put the damn clamps on the bar. Nah, dead serious. If you feel that hole getting stuck, all you got to do is just tilt to the side and let the weights fall off. And then, never put the clamp. When you put the clamps on, you done. You trap. You don't put the clamps on, you get stuck. Boom, boom, and you good. You know what I'm saying? Now squatting, you can't necessarily do that. You don't need no spotter for no deadlift, because if you need a spotter for a deadlift, you're a homosexual.
Man behind you.
Well, I mean, what is he spotting you for? You could just drop the ball.
You know, it need back support.
You're a homosexual. You're a homosexual. Squatting is different because you might get stuck. So if you don't have safety, if you ain't got safety pins, you know what I'm saying? You might need somebody to pick you up out that hole. You know what I'm talking about? You might get down in that hole and be like, whoa, can't stand up. Hey, man, that's why you got them kids now, standing up. But what we have? Sometimes you got to sit down. Come on, man. Yep. Isaiah 9:4.
Learn something today.
Oh yeah, I ain't talked about it in a while, but the correlation between the gym and the word is it's a lot of parallels when it comes to that, especially with the consistency, the discipline, the focus, all type of things. The challenging yourself, the tribulation, all of that. And usually 9 times out of 10, you have more spiritual endurance and capacity than you believe you have. You just try to avoid anything and everything to having that tested out. You know what I'm saying? You ain't challenging yourself. The same way you could probably bench 225, but you go in the gym every day and you're doing 125 because you're scared to put more weight on the bar. You've been past 125, but you don't want to challenge yourself because you're afraid of what could happen. You know what I'm saying? But what Jay-Z said, man, nothing to gain and everything to lose, you still singing. You know what I'm saying? That had to come a point in time, man, nigga, if you lose, you lose, nigga. That's just a part of being a man, man. You're not going to win all the time. And everything ain't going to go your way, and everything ain't going to be comfortable. Everything ain't going to be smooth. That's just life, nigga. Deal with it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like that lady who be telling them people, you call yourself protecting your mental health, but you really trying to avoid any type of discomfort. You know what I'm saying? Any type of discomfort, you are trying to get around it, so you are mentally and emotionally weak. You know what I'm talking about? So when you run across a situation where you're going to have to be mentally and emotionally strong, you don't know how to do it because you've never exercised yourself in those endeavors, because every opportunity you had to run away, you ran away. You know, as a man, for the most part, you don't have that option. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas do because they got somebody who will enable them. But the reality is, as a man, you don't have an option to run away from adversity. You don't have an option to run away from discomfort. You have to deal with it. Which is why you tend to hear men not want to hear people complain about discomfort or difficult situations. I don't want to hear that. You know what I'm talking about? Because I got my own. We're like, why you don't want to talk about it? Talk about it. Is me talking about it going to make it less difficult? No. So if you ain't coming with nothing that's going to alleviate the difficulty of the situation, what the hell am I talking about it for? You don't think I talked to myself about it for the last 15 days in a row? Shalom, Sister Kevin. Use the squat rack for bench press and adjust the rails. Yeah. Some people do that. Some people don't like when you come in the squat rack and do that because it's more benches than it is squat racks, depending on the gym yet. But since they got that lift lab in Bailey's now, you probably can get away with that. You can be away from everybody and not embarrass yourself. You know what I'm talking about? Now, I done told you that before, and I know it sounds harsh though, but as a man, you figure that out early. Like, you can't. That's why the men who run away from adversity, other men don't respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up, that's why men look at him and like, I don't respect him. He a hoe. He's a Mitch. He's this. He's that. Because niggas don't respect men who run away from difficulty. You're supposed to have the ability to figure that out. And guess what? Some men never figure it out. It don't make him less of a man. He just wasn't able to figure it out. Depending on what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a little different for women because, like that lady said, you know, y'all not made, y'all, I've been to you that, you know, y'all not made for stress. You know what I'm saying? What Kevin Sam used to tell him, you know, weight is made for shoulders, not hips. Unless you're doing hip thrust. You look like you do hip thrust. Shoot, lying to me. What's wrong? I don't know what. Xfinity. They fired that nigga too. No, they say you was stealing cable. See that?
Boy thought about it.
He thought about it. He said, shoot, if I could have stung him, I damn sure would have. I can't be mad at free cable.
We're gonna work on the side.
On the side, I can see him coming up there to them ladies' house. I ain't got no money, but I can give you a different tip.
And you took it.
You took it.
You took the bait.
Lady built like a bag of laundry. He like bumping. Come on, man. Isaiah 9:4.
If we had broken the yoke of his burden and the staff of his shoulder.
Hold on, you done what?
Broken the yoke of his burden
What?
and the staff of his shoulder, the
What
rod
up?
of his oppressor, as in the day of Midian. For every battle of the warrior with confused noise, garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning, fuel of fire.
Go ahead. I'm going to deal with that later. That's something else.
For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder. His name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty Elohim.
Pause. Now, I want you to tell him what name is. I know y'all know what name is. Nevertheless.
Shem, name, reputation, fame,
Pause.
esteem.
So his fame and his reputation and his esteem. This is taking us back to the glory in Romans 9. What is his reputation going to be? So this is the thing. It's not that he's going to be named this. This is what his reputation is. This is what his fame is. This is what he'll be honored as. Go ahead.
Wonderful, Counselor, the
Paul.
Mighty Elohim.
Wonderful. Tell him what wonderful is. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's Pele.
So that means he's going to be known by distinguishing actions. Wonders. I think the resurrecting from the dead is a great wonder of fame and reputation now, isn't it? What's the next one?
Counselor.
Tell him what counselor is.
That's your odds. To advise, consult, to give counsel.
I think he
Purpose,
gave you.
devise, or plan.
I think he gave you a purpose and a devised plan. Now, didn't it? What's the next one after that?
The Mighty Elohim.
Now he's the. Tell him what mighty is.
Mighty
You know
is
what
the
I mean.
Lord. Strong, mighty, strong man, brave man, mighty man.
This is a strong ruler. We already know this. What else?
You got the everlasting Abba.
Now, what's everlasting? That's olam. So what does this mean?
This one is odd, but perpetuity, forever, continuing future.
Perpetual, so he's a continual father.
Continuous existence.
A continuous existence. Now, how does he have continuous existence? Revelation 1 and 14. They got New Balance, boom. Nigga, well, you could have went and got the New Balance socks from the same place you bought the outfit.
Okay, from the beach.
That's I wouldn't want to be. I wouldn't want that. That nigga killed this brother. Nigga, what? What does that have to do with the fact you went into New Balance, bought the t-shirt, the shorts, and say, you know what? Give me the Puma socks.
And my brother's keeping.
You probably got New Balance shoes on too, don't you? And you ain't asked for the socks? The outfit been bought. I want to know why you ain't buy the socks when you bought all of that. Or did it exceed your budget? You ain't asked, did you? You should just bought some regular socks. Huh? They got Hanes socks all in Walmart. You see how he just told that lie? Shoot, he got Walmart socks in there now. That nigga the type of nigga to wear some Air Force Ones with an Adidas tracksuit. Wear some shell toes with a Nike Tech suit. It's wild because there's niggas who do that. Go ahead.
So his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes as a flame of fire. His feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace, and his voice as of the sound of many waters.
We really want to verse 17, but that's okay. He keep going.
And he had in his right hand 7 stars, and out of his mouth one a sharp two-edged sword, and his countenance as the sun shining in his strength. And when I saw him, I fell at his feet as dead, and he laid his right hand upon me, saying unto me,
what he said?
Fear not, I am the first and the last.
I'm the what?
The first and the last.
And
I'm he that lived and was dead.
I'm he that what?
That lived and was dead.
And now
I am alive forevermore.
I'm alive forever what?
Evermore.
So that's continual existence. So if he has continual existence to be a father, this is how you see how he would be a father of a multitude. How is he a father of a multitude? 1 John 5 and 1.
And whosoever believes that Yahushua is the Mashiach is born of Elohim, and everyone that loved him that begat loved him also that is begotten of him. By this we know that we love the children of Elohim, when we love Elohim and keep his commandments. For this is the love of Elohim, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
So you see that you've become, go back to everlasting father, because more than likely, you said it because I mentioned the word, because it's usually everlasting is always olam, but it's a different word. So when you look at this different word, this is someone who has continual existence. If an individual believes that Yahushua rose from the dead, then they would have to believe that he has continual existence. And if they believe he has continual existence and that you are born of the seed, and the seed is the word, and he is the word, then therefore he would be a father who continually exists, showing how he would be Abraham or a father of a multitude in the aspect of those who are born of him and from him by the Ruach HaKodesh. You did? Well, go ahead.
The last one was Prince of Shalom.
Yeah, I don't need that. Give me the Hebrew, because they didn't hear that Hebrew word for everlasting, because I said olam, and you read the definition.
This one is odd.
Odd, which is what, Aleph and Dalet?
Mm-hmm. We got perpetuity, forever, continuing future. We got ancient of past time, forever, of future time, of continuous existence, forever, of Elohim's existence.
So you had the same type of deal that's mentioned in Micah. You familiar with that? Micah 5 and 1. And all this is we're dealing with that one part with the glory, which is the sons of God. We dealt with the adoption last night, which is still the sons of God, but in a different aspect. But we want to hit the Genesis 48 with the sons of God so we could talk about Dan. You know Lieutenant Dan, don't you? Hey, you can yell all you want and hush your mouth. Joanne.
Can I gather yourself in troops, O daughter of troops? He have laid siege against us. They shall smite the judge of Yasharal with a rod upon the cheek.
Come on.
But you, Bethlehem, Ephratah, though you be little among the thousands of Yehudah, yet out of you shall he come forth unto me to be ruler in Yasharal.
You don't even need no glasses.
Who's going forth from of old, from everlasting.
His going forth is from where?
From of old and from everlasting.
Now, what word for everlasting is used there? Is it Ad or is it Olam? Which one is it?
Olam. Long duration, antiquity, futurity, forever, everlasting, evermore, perpetual, old, ancient, worlds for some of the same definition.
So
continuous existence.
Ancient. So how can somebody time be from ancient? What does ancient mean? We'll deal with that another day, because then that take you to the ancient of days and all that good stuff. But come over here to what I had. Hold for that.
Just read Isaiah 9 and 6.
That's good. So we talked about how he that wave offering, that sheave offering, right? Had deal with all that as forth is your harvest time. Now you have the exalted Father. How is he the exalted Father? Give me John chapter 12, verse 31. Hey man, hush your mouth, cuz. Hey, Ruth, quiet.
Hey, move your hand. You can't sit down. Sit down and be quiet. Man. Can you do that? What? All right.
Hey, cuz I know you're not eating right in the middle of my living room. Nah, don't try to drop your lollipop and look crazy. Nigga, eat that junk over here. Then what you got in your mouth? Now you're gonna tell me a bold-faced lie because I just seen you take it out your mouth and put it what's in your hand. Now see, you think I'm wrong if I told you to come over here and let me slap your nose off your face for disrespecting me by telling me a falsehood. What's in your hand? A what? A flag. What you eating a flag for? You just had it in your mouth. So you ain't have it in your mouth. Just not the time for that. I don't know why y'all niggas get upset when y'all do something you ain't supposed to be doing and somebody tell y'all to stop. So you mean to tell me I should just let you do whatever the hell you want to do? But what you looking ugly for? Oh, you know. I'm gonna tell you for you since you don't seem to know. You stopped me from doing what I wanted to do. I don't appreciate you telling me to stop doing something. It ain't even that you embarrassed because nobody wouldn't have to be in here and you still look ugly like that if somebody said something to you because you can't do what you want to do. So instead of saying, you know what, let me put this away and let me recalibrate, let me refocus, I'm gonna sit here and pout like I'm two. Most of y'all finna hit puberty. Y'all, adulthood is gonna send you for a complete loop when you find out don't nobody give a damn what you want to do. When you go on other people's time. See, unless you're indiscriminately wealthy and you can just do what you want to do per se, that means that you're gonna actually be contingent on working around or with other people. And other people don't care what you want to do. When there's something that has to be done as a whole, as a collective, or for your benefit. Nigga, I'm not here for me. I already know this information. Do you know it? That's a sincere question, son. Do you know this information? So that means it would behoove you to pay attention so you can learn this information so it can benefit you. But if it's not important, that's going to be your loss, not mine. I ain't saying that out of no pride or arrogance, because it took me years to get to this point. You're going to have a head start. You know why you're going to have a head start? Because you're going to be equipped with more wisdom and understanding, preferably if you start paying attention by the time you hit 18 than I had. And I had a lot of good information at 18. And you're going to be light years ahead. But if you don't pay attention, you may be worse than what I was when I was 18, and you're going to become a man, and you're going to go out here and make bad decisions. And you ain't going to have no excuse for it because you were taught and told better. But you wasn't paying attention because you wanted to put a flag in your mouth. Because you wanted to drift off into space. Because you want to talk, or you want to do this, or you want to do that. Well, when game getting dropped, boy, you better open up your ears, boy. Some people ain't getting told nothing. Your life ain't hard. You get sleeps, you get eats, you got both your parents. You get taught when you're at home, you get taught when you leave. What more do you want? I know what you want. You want to play all damn day. But when you become a man, you're going to realize that life ain't about playing. You're going to find that out real quick. Life ain't about having fun all the time. You know the type of men who like to have fun all the time? They unaccomplished. You want to be an unaccomplished man? You don't even understand what I'm saying to you, do you, son? Huh? But then you better lock in and focus, man. You ain't no baby no more, son. How old you finna be? Exactly. You know what's gonna happen for you in about 3 more years, son? You're gonna start growing underarm hair. Your shoulders gonna get broader. You're gonna get bass in your voice. You ain't gonna be like, you're gonna be like, what's up? You're going to start developing and becoming a man. And you're going to have to start, you know what I'm saying, viewing the world different, because then you're going to have to come out here and you're going to have to learn how to navigate on your own. I understand you're still a boy. But you got to lock in, son. And stop chewing flags, man. Where that flag been at?
It's trash.
Oh, you chewing on trash? What, you chewing plastic? What, you chewing a peppermint wrapper? A straw? Wow, son. Come on.
John 12:31.
You good?
Say, now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out. And I, if I be lifted up,
If I be what?
If I be lifted up,
I'll be.
earth, will draw all unto me.
If he's lifted up, he'd be exalted. Go ahead.
This he says, signifying what death he should die. People answered him, we have heard out of the law that a Mashiach abide forever. How say you, the Son of Man must
Now
be
remember, he
lifted
said
up?
he came into his own, and his own received him not. And the world was made by him and for him, because they emanate from him. This is how he was an exalted father. But when he resurrects from the dead, he becomes Abraham, or the father of multitudes, because now they become the sons of God, which is a great difference. And you know how we know this? Revelation 7:9. Some of you boys need some military type discipline. That what you need?
For them all. Really?
No, I mean, no. You gotta have experience with that to implement military type discipline is different. It's like, hey, boy, breakfast at 5. You got to be done by 5:10. You ain't done, dump it. Like it ain't no, oh, go take your time. It's dump it. Yeah, you come in that mess hall. Well, you ain't got. You ain't got time to chew. All that fraternizing. Yeah, nigga, you been started there. Yeah, they dead serious about it. It's got to be done right, and it's got to be done right the first time, and everything on the time clock. No excuses. You look like you don't want to work. You look like you don't want to do no work. I'm talking about cut the grass. See, I'm like this here landscaper for what? I got kids. Give that nigga the lawnmower, let him push it. Get that nigga them shears, let him trim them bushes. Yeah, nigga, clean my gutters. I'll show you how to use this pressure washer. You clean my windows. Make a man out of it. You know what I'm talking about? And that nigga clean the bathtub. Y'all probably let them niggas bathe and don't make them niggas clean the tub when they get out that hole. They supposed to clean it before they leave out the bathroom. Once you moisturize, nigga, you better turn around and clean that goddamn tub. Let me walk in there and see now a bit of dirt on it. I'll make you lick it off. Nah, they make you clean that hole with a toothbrush. They'll try to find the most minute instrument they can find for you to clean that versus the proper things to clean it with. Yeah, that's what my granddaddy used to do. I know y'all cut grass in the army. Shoot. That's why my granddaddy handed me that lawnmower, because they probably had him cutting grass when he was in the army. I was 5 years old. He said, here you go. Say, what am I hiring a nigga lawn man for? I got you. Y'all be letting niggas pass. Dealing on tablets and watching TV. That nigga need to be working. So you know how it feels. Yeah, you got to put the work ethic in and young. You just don't get work ethic one day when you become 18, 19 years old. You put that in them young. You know what I'm saying? If not, that nigga gonna be sorry. He said, when was it when Satan was cast to the earth? Oh, shoot. More so in Job. It ain't nothing necessarily something directly you can point out, but more so in Job. When he say, I go from to and fro, walking through the earth, when he said, I seen Satan cast down, and he looked like lightning. It's more so Job point that out. But where we at with it? I'm telling you, young boys need discipline early.
Revelation 7 and 9.
Go ahead. Because if they don't get it early, they ain't going to never have it.
See, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues.
That's a multitude, right? Go ahead.
Stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands, and cried with a loud voice, saying, salvation to our Elohim, which sit upon the throne and unto the Lamb.
That's good. You see what happened to most young boys when they be without discipline. Mama step to further. That white glove test had you crying. Karen looked like she used to do that white glove too. She used to put the white glove on. Well, nigga, boy, if your people put the white glove on, boy, well, you finna be cleaning all day, man. Well, that white glove ain't fair because you could have just wiped it. If she delayed 5 minutes, it's going to be some type of dust on there. She got to come test it right then. The hospital, you don't even want no military fold on your bed. You got to make your bed like they do in the military. Well, you got to be able, you can bounce a penny off that hole. You ever seen somebody bounce a penny off a bed? Oh, yeah, you was in Massachusetts. They don't make you do all that. Florida State Prison, boy, you got to make the bed like you in the military. A lot of them don't press you like that, but they definitely make you. The standard is you got to make the bed like you're in the military. Cause see, if you don't teach them discipline, then Mr. Charlie will if he get hold to him. You know what I'm talking about? And we don't want Mr. Charlie to do that. Cause a lot of stuff, if you want to be like, well, the men be sorry, shoot. Men only sorry because if they come from an undisciplined parents, whether just mama or just daddy or both of you niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because you know why a lot of little boys be sorry? Because that's your baby and you love him so much. And you don't make that nigga do a goddamn thing. You doing it for him. It'd be one thing if he got up to have something to do. This nigga don't get up and eat cereal and fart in your living room. Look at it. You let him get up and fart in your living room. Huh? Yeah, you do. You said we slept on top of our bed to preserve the hospital corners. Shoot, in the military, you don't want to take that chance. Because the military going to check your bed a little bit more diligently than maybe a CO would. They don't get paid enough to do that. The military just going to do it because, why not, nigga? You know what I'm saying? Make this nigga go run if his bed ain't right. Especially if he don't like it. You ain't never did that to one of them inmates? Nah, Sippy can't mess with them inmates. Come on. You ain't mess with them.
We go with that Revelation 7.
Mm-hmm. We'll come on back to Genesis 48. Yeah, them boys need that, man. Take some natural discipline. Make them get physically active discipline. I ain't talking about necessarily no sports. I'm talking about some physical fitness. some weights, some calisthenics, and some word, and they'll be good to go. Yeah, boys need discipline as early as possible. They got a lot of testosterone. They got a lot of unbridled energy, and you got to learn how to take it, refocus it, and direct it where you want it to go at. Especially as they get older. That shoot, wait till they hit puberty. 48-3. Genesis 48-3.
And Jacob said unto Joseph, Elohim Almighty appeared unto me at Luz in the land of Canaan, and baruched me, and said unto me, Behold, I will make you fruitful and multiply you, and I will make of you a multitude of people, and will give this land to your seed after you in everlasting possession. And now your two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, which were born unto you in the land of Egypt before I came unto you in Egypt, are mine, as Reuben and Simeon.
They're what?
They're mine.
They're what?
Are mine.
As
Reuben and Simeon, they shall be mine.
He said, just like Reuben and Simeon. Who's Reuben and Simeon to him? Hey, turn around, take your thumb out your mouth, fix your clothes, sit up straight. Well, you can keep your thumb in your mouth. That's your business. But sit up straight. Who is Reuben and Simeon to Jacob? Those his sons. He just said Ephraim and Manasseh would be like Reuben and Simeon. Well, who is Reuben and Simeon? Go back and look. He's being specific. You got to pay attention. Who is Reuben and Simeon? You just mentioned Reuben was his firstborn, but who's Simeon? His secondborn. Ephraim and Manasseh are what? Joseph's only sons, his first and secondborn. He said, they're mine. See, this is the importance of what people miss with this here, right? Because they were talking about how can you adopt your grandchildren. But I'm going to see how good you understand covenantal transactions. Matter of fact, before I delve into this, because I need to get the rest of these covenants out of the way. Genesis 9:1. We read Genesis 17 about the covenant of circumcision. I don't need to go any further. The rest of them going to be quick hitters and we gone. Yeah, because I was talking with my man Don. We were talking about in totality that Galatians 4 and that Romans 9 about adoption. He asked, is there any scriptural examples of someone being adopted? Now he said, how can someone be adopted by their own family? Because I gave him this Genesis 48. But you have to look at what it is as it pertains to the adoption. Because he's like, well, the grandchildren are a part of the covenant, but his name ain't on them. You know what I'm talking about? Because I'm like, Judah has grandchildren. Asher has grandchildren. Benjamin has grandchildren. Now we have to isolate because this is the child of the woman who he loved. How many children did Rachel have? 2. He didn't name Benjamin's children. He was dead, so he wouldn't be able to do that. So he's bringing them into his covenant and everything that's attached to his covenant, which is why, and I mentioned this for a reason, because this is why you're going to see what you're going to see on this back end. So we talking about the service of God, the covenants, and this is what's going to allow us to mention Dan. Because I remember we just talked about Dan in Deuteronomy 33 and Genesis 49 not too long ago. A lot of people believe, based off of Dan would judge himself as one of the tribes of Israel, but he's a serpent, by the way. They think that means Dan gone. Now you have to ask yourself this question. If you would eliminate Dan for sin, then guess what that would be? If you got rid of Dan because of some sin that Dan committed, what has actually happened? That's a false weight and a false balance. And why is it an unjust weight and an unjust balance? Because they all sin. Asher sinned, Naphtali sinned, Reuben sinned, Judah sinned, Joseph sinned, Ephraim sinned, Manasseh sinned. You're going to say, oh, they was in the idolatry worse. How can you be in idolatry worse? It's idolatry. There's no levels to idolatry. There's no levels to sin. Sin is sin.
Ezekiel 16 said Judah was worse than Samaria.
I already know it say Judah was the worst. So I don't know what you're making that up. Now let's just keep it a buck. It ain't much said about many of the tribes in the book, period. Where do you see detailed conversations about Naphtali at? You know who you hear discussed the most? Ephraim / Joseph, Judah, Levi. That's it. Is there a story about Benjamin? Yeah. But guess what tribe Samson come from? Guess what tribe the men who were imbued with wisdom in Exodus 30 to do craftsmanship, guess what tribe they came from? Judah and Dan. Guess what tribe Achan come from? Dan. Now you got some of the prophets, they don't specify what tribes they come from. You would be able to specify that if you see their father. And it'll tell you what tribe they come from. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think anybody else or tribes that are really discussed, because it's really not. Like, I mean specifically like detailed stories. Where you see them talking about Asher at. Outside of the divvying up of the land and things of that nature, they're not talked about. You know why? Because they never talked about the tribe as a whole. They talked about individuals from the tribe who has a particular memorial. Come on with it. Come here, Don Dwayne.
And Elohim Baruch Noah and his sons and said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that move upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered. Every moving thing that lives shall be meat for you, even as the green herb have I given you all things. The flesh with the life thereof, the blood thereof shall you not eat. And surely your blood of your lives will I require. At the hand of every beast will I require it. At the hand of man, at the hand of every man's brother will I require the life of man. Whoso shed man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For an image of Elohim made he man. And you, be you fruitful and multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth, and multiply therein. And Elohim spake unto Noah and to his sons with him, saying, and now behold, I establish my covenant with you.
I've established my what?
My covenant with you.
What is that covenant?
And with your seed after you, with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, of every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark to every beast of the earth. Mm-hmm. I'll establish my covenant with you, neither shall all flesh be cut off anymore by the waters of a flood.
So his covenant is, I won't drown y'all. Go ahead.
Neither shall there anymore be a flood to destroy the earth.
That's good. That's what we established in the rainbows, a sign of the covenant, that instead of killing y'all, I'm going to let y'all slide. Remember, when you see a rainbow, you might think that's a beautiful thing to see. Nothing wrong with that. But it's really a sign that God is pissed off. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, when you see that rainbow, he's not as if he need a reminder. It's really more a sign for man that I want to kill all you niggas. I would like to cause it to rain 40 days and 40 nights to kill all of y'all because you defiling my earth. That's a sign of his mercy. Like, you know what? Nah. Remember, it's a bow. A bow is a weapon. Genesis 26:1. Come on.
And there was a famine in the land beside the first famine that was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went with Abimelech, king of the Philistines, into Gerar. And Yahuwah appeared unto him and said, go not down into Egypt, go on the land which I shall tell you of. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with you, and will Baruch you. For unto you and unto your seed I will give all these countries. And I'll perform the oath which I swore unto Abraham your father. I'll make your seed to multiply as the stars of Shamayim, and will give unto your seed all these countries, and in your seed shall all the nations of the earth be Baruch. That's
good. Genesis 28:14.
And your seed shall be as the dust of the earth. You shall spread abroad
Make
to
it
the
12.
west.
Genesis 28:12.
And he dreamed, and behold, the ladder set up on the earth, and the top of it reached to Shamayim. And behold, the Malachim of Elohim ascending and descending on it. And behold, Yahuwah stood above it and said, I, Yahuwah Elohim of Abraham your father, and Elohim of Isaac, the land whereon you lie, to you will I give it, and to your seed. And your seed shall be.
Now you've seen the covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You've seen the covenant of circumcision. You can look at that covenant of circumcision and take it to the covenant of the circumcision of the heart or the circumcision made without hands, putting off the body of sin. That covenant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob ties you to the land, which is why you see Abraham in the genealogy in Matthew chapter 1. We're about to read 2 Samuel 7, and why you see David in the genealogy, because of the covenant of the kingship that sit on God's throne. Go ahead.
And it came to pass when the king sat in his house, Yahuwah had given him rest round about from all his enemies.
Oh, that's good.
Just a second.
2 Samuel 7 and 13.
I will be his father, he shall be my son. If he commit iniquity, I will chasten him with the rod of men and with the stripes of the children of men. But my mercy shall not depart away from him, as I took from Saul, whom I put away before you. Your house and your kingdom shall be established forever before you. Your throne shall be established forever. According to all these words and according to all these visions, so did Nathan speak unto David.
And that's the covenant he made with David. You got the covenant of salt, but it's only referenced in name as it pertains to Aaron. And then, of course, you got the new covenant in Jeremiah 31. I don't think we need to read that. And, of course, you got the covenant in Exodus 24 that he made with your forefathers on Mount Sinai. I don't think we need to read that either. In Genesis chapter 48, verse 5.
And now your two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, which were born unto you in the land of Egypt, before I came unto you into Egypt, are mine. As Reuben and Simeon, they shall be mine. And your issue, which you beget
As
after,
Reuben and Simeon, they shall be mine. Keep that in mind.
and your issue, which you beget after them, shall be yours.
Listen what he said. And your what?
Your issue.
No, see, this ain't New Orleans. Get your issue. Tell them what issue is by definition. You know about that. Huh? Always, you should be riding the car. You niggas get your issue. Huh?
That's mole of death, kindred, birth, offspring, and relatives.
So listen, he said Ephraim and Manasseh are his, but the children that he has outside of them yours. Now pause and read verse 6, and I want you to pause and think about that. Genesis 48 and 6.
And your issue, which you beget after them, shall be yours. It shall be called after the name of their brethren in their inheritance.
What you think they called after the name of their what?
Of their brethren.
Now this is the difference, right? The grandchildren don't get a portion of land. They get a portion of land of the tribe that they from. You understand? So if there was Judah had sons. His sons didn't get a portion of land that was theirs. They got their portion in Judah's lot. Of course, we're talking about later on down the line because they haven't gotten in the land. The land hasn't been divvied. You are aware that Manasseh and Ephraim got their own portion, correct? You familiar with this? Do we need to pull this up? Hold on. Come over here to Yahushua, son of Nun, chapter 1. And make sure that's what, no, that ain't what I want. Chapter 13. Give me verse 7. Chapter 13. Numbers chapter 13. Yahushua, son of Nun, chapter 13, verse 7.
So now therefore divide this land for an inheritance unto the 9 tribes and the half tribe of Manasseh.
Go ahead.
With whom the Reubenites and the Gadites have received.
Matter of fact, drop down to 15. Now, it's going to tell you that this is the land east of the Jordan River. We're going to pick it up in 15. It's really going to work its way down. We're really going to move around because I'm not going to read all these people's names for time's sake. Go ahead.
And Moses gave unto the tribe of the children of Reuben according to their families.
Gave the tribe the what?
Of Reuben. The children of Reuben,
and they're coasted from where?
From Aroer, that is on the bank of the river Arnon, and the city that is in the midst of the river, and all the plain by Medabah.
Now, we're going to read all of that. Drop down to verse 24. Let's look at the next tribe. Well, 23. Numbers 13 to 23.
In the border of the
He did. We finna read that too, Joseph. Go
The
ahead.
border of the children of Reuben was Jordan, and the border thereof. This the inheritance of the children of Reuben after their families, the cities and the villages thereof. And Moses gave unto the tribe of Gad, unto the children of Gad according to their families.
Go ahead.
And their coast was just Jazer, all the cities of Gilead, and half the land of the children of Ammon.
Go ahead.
Unto a rower that is before Rabbah.
Now drop down to what? 29.
And Moses gave inheritance unto the half tribe of Manasseh,
Which?
and this was the possession of the half tribe of the children of Manasseh by their families.
And their coast was from what?
Mahanim to all Bashan,
All the kingdoms,
of all king of Bashan,
all the towns,
of Jair, which are Bashan, 80 cities,
half of Gilead,
and Asheroth, and Edrei, cities of the kingdom of Og and Bashan, unto the children of Machir, the son of Manasseh,
even
to the one half of the children of Machir by their families,
these.
which Moses did distribute for inheritance in the plains of Moab on the other side of Jordan.
Now let's go to chapter 16. And this is more Ephraim and Manasseh, verse 1. This is the difference when he said he put his name on them. Because the other children that Joseph would have, their inheritance got to go in Joseph's portion. Ephraim and Manasseh got their own portion. Not with their father, not with Joseph. They got their own inheritance, their own lot of land. That's how they were adopted into this covenant. Continue.
And the lot of the children of Joseph fell from Jordan by Jericho unto the water of Jericho on the east,
To the wilderness.
that go up from Jericho throughout Mount Bethel,
Go ahead.
and go out from Bethel to Luz, and pass along unto the borders of Archai to Ataroth.
So you don't know, basically, that's why they say northern kingdom, southern kingdom, because Ephraim's inheritance was in the north of Canaan. Go ahead.
And go down westward to the coast of Japhleti unto the coast of Beth Horon, the nether, and to Gezer, and the going out thereof at the sea.
Go
So
ahead.
the children of Joseph, Manasseh, and Ephraim took their inheritance. And the border of the children of Ephraim, according to their families, was thus.
Now that's good. Now go to number 17. Yahushua son of Nun 17:1. Listen what it says.
There was also a lot for the tribe of Manasseh, for he the firstborn of Joseph, for Machir the firstborn of Manasseh, the father of Gilead, because he was a man of war. Therefore he had Gilead and Bashan.
These
Was also a lot for the rest of the children of Manasseh by their families, for the children of Abiezer, and for the children of Helek, and for the children of Azriel, and for the children of Shechem, and for the children of Hefer, and for the children of Shemitah. These the male children of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, by their families.
but
Zelophehad, the son of Hefer, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, had no sons but daughters. And these the name of his daughters: Malah and Noah, Hagla, Milcah, and Tirzah.
listen.
They came near before Eleazar the priest, and before Yahushua son of Nun, and before the princes, saying, Yahuwah commanded Moses to give us an inheritance among our brethren. Therefore, according to the commandment of Yahuwah, he gave them an inheritance among the brethren of the father. And there fell 10 portions to Manasseh, beside the land of Gilead and Bashan, which were on the other side of Jordan. Because the daughters of Manasseh had an inheritance among his sons, and the rest of Manasseh's sons had the land of Gilead.
Now that's good. They had the land of what?
Gilead.
So this is what you now go back to Genesis 48. It's just for you to understand what this means. You know why you should be able to understand what this means? Because when you read Genesis 26, Genesis 15, and Genesis 28, what was the covenant that he made with these men that he would give them what? A land. Now Ephraim and Manasseh. See, this is what you have to look at. If Jacob doesn't do this, where does Ephraim and Manasseh inherit at? With Joseph, they don't get no lot. Why would they get a lot? That means they're counted as one of the sons of God at this point. When you look at it from the spiritual aspect, they brought in. Come on back, Genesis 48 and 6. So effectively, what he's telling you is, he said Ephraim and Manasseh belong. They're not even Joseph's sons anymore. They're not even his sons anymore. He said any other sons you have, them yours. But these two right here, they mine. Go ahead.
In your issue which you beget after them shall be yours, and shall be called after the name of their brethren and their inheritance.
As for me,
When I came from Padan,
Rachel
died by me in the land of Canaan in the way, and yet there was but a little way to come unto Ephrath, and I buried her there in the way of Ephrath, the same as Bethlehem. Yasharal beheld Joseph's sons and said, "Who are these?" Joseph said unto his father, "They are my sons, whom Elohim have given me in this place." And he said, "Bring them, I pray you,
Slow
unto me,
and
I'll baruch them."
Go
Now
ahead.
the eyes of Yasharal were dim for age, that he could not see. And he brought them near unto him, and he kissed them and embraced them. Yasharal said unto Joseph, "I had not thought to see your face, and lo, Elohim have showed me also your seed." And Joseph brought them out from between his knees, and he bowed himself with his face to the earth. Joseph took them both.
You know this line up with him seeing them sons the same way that man from Simeon said he wouldn't taste death until he seen Yahuwah's salvation. Once he seen that baby, he died. Once Jacob seen Joseph's son, he died. Because look what he said. I had not the thought to see your face, and God showed me your seed on top of it. Go ahead.
And Joseph took them both, Ephraim in his right hand toward Yasharal's left hand, and Manasseh in his left hand toward Yasharal's right hand, and brought them near unto him. Yasharal stretched out his right hand and laid it upon Ephraim's head, who was the younger, and his left hand upon Manasseh's head, guiding his hands wittingly, for Manasseh was the firstborn.
Go ahead.
And he baruched Joseph and said, Elohim, before whom my fathers Abraham and Isaac did walk, the Elohim which fed me all my life long unto this day, the Malachim which redeemed me from all evil. Baruch the lads, and let my name be named on them. And the name of my fathers, Abraham and Isaac, let them grow into a multitude.
Now he just prayed for the covenant to be put on them. The name and the reputation. Go ahead.
And in the midst of the earth. When Joseph saw that his father laid his right hand upon the head of Ephraim, it displeased him. And he held up his father's hand and removed from Ephraim's head and unto Manasseh's head. Joseph said unto his father, "Not so, my father, for this the firstborn, put your right hand upon his head."
Go ahead.
And his father refused and said, "I know, my son, I know. He shall also become a people. He shall also be great. But truly his younger brother shall be greater than he, and his seed shall become a multitude of nations." And he baruched them that day, saying, "And you shall Yasharal baruch, saying, Elohim make you as Ephraim and as Manasseh." He set Ephraim before Manasseh. Yasharal said unto Joseph, "Behold, I die, but Elohim shall be with you, and bring you again unto the land of your fathers. Moreover, I have given to you one portion above your brethren."
Ain't that what you just seen in Yahushua's son of Nun? Go ahead.
"Above your brethren, which I took out of the hand of the Amorite with my sword and with my bow."
Now that's good. Just to get the understanding. Now let's do this. Revelation 14 and 1. Before we read Revelation 7, Revelation 14 and 1. Let's establish what he said, what he say about the 144,000.
"And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on Mount Sion, with him 144,000, having his Abba's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from Shamaim, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000, which were redeemed from the earth. These are they which were not defiled with women, but they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb wheresoever he go. These were redeemed from among men, the first fruits on the island."
They the what?
The first fruits.
They the what?
First fruits.
What first fruits mean right there, man? And we've talked about this before. Now listen. How many of y'all heard that the 144,000 are the only ones getting into heaven? You know where that come from? Come from Charles Taz Russell, 33rd degree Freemason. The Russellites, better known to you today as Jehovah's Witnesses. Now he said that 144,000 are the what? The first fruits. What that is, man? What that mean in the Greek?
That is a parquet to offer firstlings or first fruits, to take away the first fruits of the productions of the earth, which was offered to Elohim, the first portion of the dough from which sacred loaves were to be prepared.
Now I'm gonna ask you a question. What's your law say about first fruits? You say your elders not receive Sechim directly, which was a spoil, a war of Jacob and Manasseh, a man of war. Yeah, absolutely. What the law say about first fruits? And not what you read in Leviticus 23. Don't talk to me about no feast day. What your law say about that? No. That's the first thing, the womb. He tell you something about first fruits in your law, though. You know what it is? You don't know what it is, Doris? You know what it is? Why you don't know what it is? I taught you this before.
You gotta bring it to remembrance.
You know what it is? You bring it to a remembrance. You live with her. That's what that nigga said. Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all ain't never seen that clip. Y'all don't watch wrestling. I'm sorry. It is in a lot of. Now, it's a clip with Miz. It's a wrestler who the interview lady is married to. He said, son, he talking about, why don't you talk to him? Why? Because you're the one sleeping with it. Huh? No. Stop. Come on, Exodus 22 and what? 29? Stop. No, he didn't say don't forget.
I was thinking you're talking about numbers with the trumpet.
Exodus 22 and 29, what does it say?
So you shall not delay the first of your ripe fruits, and of your liquors, the firstborn of your son shall you give unto me.
You won't do what? You won't delay? Well, tell them what delay is. You got a speech delay?
That is a card to delay, hesitate, tarry, defer, remain behind.
Don't let nothing remain behind. What do he say? Do not delay to give me your what?
The first of your ripe fruits.
And what else?
And of your liquors.
And what else?
The firstborn of your son shall you give unto me.
Give them to me. So the 144,000 are literally the first fruits. Go back to redeemed. Because we know Padam in Hebrew means the record. I was messing with my dog, man. You know what I'm saying? Judah thought he had me on the ropes, but you see, he got caught up because there's one thing that he can't do, and that's read words in Hebrew. And you know what we were talking about? A classic One West doctrine. What they tell you Egypt means. But Egypt don't mean bondage. You know what Egypt means? The Egyptians, it doubled that because Egyptian means double straight, or the land of the cops. That's what Misraim means. And what we were looking at is he said, I delivered you from Egypt, the house of bondage. So my question was, if Egypt means bondage, should not the word for Egypt and bondage be the same in Hebrew? He said yes. I said, but the word for bondage is a bed. And the word for Egypt is Misraim. That means Egypt don't mean bondage. Egypt is synonymous with bondage because of what occurred there. Just like the man said, is Israel milk and honey? Does Israel mean milk and honey because the land is described as being a land flowing with milk and honey? Of course not. What does Israel mean? He that rules with God. But he read a source where it said, "Oh, it's slavery." I say, well, which Hebrew word being used? I don't know. So how you gonna tell me that you prove your point if you can't even tell me what word is being used? And you know what word was said to be synonymous with slavery? It wasn't Egypt. It was a bed. And y'all should know a bed because we didn't talk about a bed before. But you might be thinking about the other word that be used for witness. But I say that, I mention that because that's just my dog. I like messing with him. You know what I'm saying? We just, but listen, that's why I tell you sometimes, and that's why we look for you to see what words mean. Because just because something means something in English don't mean it means something in Hebrew. And then you can't look at things from a societal standpoint now because they wouldn't have looked. If we would have went back then and said Egypt means bondage, nigga would have looked at you stupid. Number one, they wouldn't even know what you were saying because you would be speaking Greek. Because the word Egypt is a Greek word. Yeah, no, she all right. I appreciate you though. Yeah, Egypt is a Greek word. They didn't call it Egypt. The Hebrews called it Misraim, but the Egyptians called it Kemet. They called it something else. You know what I'm saying? Land of cops or double straights. Stop. You can't be talking because they can hear you. Stop.
What you were saying about 144,000?
144,000. So I don't know what people think the 144,000 are. or supposed to be. Now I want you to go to Ezra 7 and 25.
I'm gonna say redeemed in that instance is agarazo. That is to be in the marketplace or intended to do business there, to buy or sell. We got to purchase, to redeem, to buy or redeem.
This is something that's been bought. Land of Copt, C-O-P-T-S, or Coptic is the common word that most people are familiar with. Coptic. You ever heard of the Coptic church? Man, you ain't never heard of the Coptic church? You're an uncultured man. Not for real, but yeah, you never. Let me give you some background information. Cause I never heard of that junk. I'm from America. You know what's the funniest thing to ever hear? Is when you see a white man hear somebody speaking a different language and he be like, "We speak American." You ever heard a white man say that before? You ain't never heard that before. Because you would have found that a hell of a lot more funny because they be serious. Like, Craig, what is speaking American? What does that even mean? Now we have Coptic Egyptians, Coptic Church, Coptic Christians, Coptic Orthodox Church. But the Coptic Orthodox Church is a Auto-Salafist Oriental Orthodox Christian church headquartered in Egypt, and is considered one of the oldest Christian churches. It is the part of the Oriental Orthodox Communion, which is distinct from the Eastern Orthodox Church. The Coptic Church history traced back to the 1st century AD, with the founder being Saint Mark the Apostle. And Coptic is derived from the Greek word Aegyptos, meaning Egyptian. The Coptic Church is the primary Christian church in predominantly Muslim Egypt. So, still take it back to Egypt, why they call it the land of the Copts. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily know what progenitor where they get the Copts from, but nevertheless. Where we at with it? 7 and 25. He said there's communion with the Syriacs and the Armenians. Yeah, I do know about. I was more familiar with the Ethiopians in the Coptic Church when I was younger. Yeah, because they definitely say the Coptic Church or the Ethiopian church is the oldest church established on the earth. Just like if you look at all the 7 assemblies, they were mainly in Turkey. Pretty much all of them were in Turkey. You know what I'm saying? And those assemblies are, except for maybe 1 or 2, are separate from the ones that Paul was writing letters to. But they were all under Roman control. Where you at with it?
Ezra 7 and 25.
Come on with it.
And you, Ezra, after the wisdom of your Elohim that is in your hand, set magistrates and judges which may judge all the people that are beyond the river. All such as know the laws of your Elohim, and teach you them that know not. Whosoever will not do the law of your Elohim and the law of the king,
Let it happen to him.
let judgment be executed speedily upon him.
Let him
whether
die.
to death or to banishment,
Or let it cut him off.
confiscation of goods or to imprisonment. Baruch Yahuwah Elohim of our fathers, which have put a thing as this in the king's heart to beautify the house of Yahuwah, which is in Jerusalem, and have extended mercy unto me before the king and his counselors, before all the king's mighty princes, and I was strengthened as the hand of Yahuwah my Elohim was upon me.
Go ahead.
And I gathered together out of Yasharal chief men to go up with me.
He gathered together chief men to do what?
Go up with me.
That's what you see in Revelation 14, that they went up with the Lamb. Chief men. Tell them what chief means. Mary asked this question: does a prophet supposed to interpret scripture? What do you say? I'm gonna ask everybody. Doris, does a prophet interpret scripture? Clock running out. You're under pressure. You say yes. Does a prophet interpret scripture? Come on now, you're under pressure.
No.
You say no. Monte, does a prophet interpret scripture? You're under pressure.
Yes.
Glory. No. Does he interpret scripture? Yes or no? You say no. Lee, does a prophet interpret scripture? Does a prophet interpret scripture? Will, does a prophet interpret scripture? You say, no, I don't know what that means.
No, sir.
No. You got rocks in your mouth? Prophet interprets scripture. Muffin, prophet? Prophet? What about you, sir?
Twofold thing.
You say twofold? What about you, sir?
Yes.
You say yes? Book, where you at? Do I just prophet interpret scripture? Now, I ask you a question. For those who said that they do, where you see any prophet interpreting any word at any time? Now, you said yes. Now, you got to show me where you see a prophet doing that. Remember this here, Old Testament, the only people who would be teaching the word would have been who? That's it. Nobody else would have did it. Nobody else would have did it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to keep that in mind. We can say no. Say not necessarily they speak a word for Yahuwah. No, they specifically talking about interpreting the book. Not dreams, the book. Because it says scriptures. If I say scriptures, we talking about the book, not nothing ancillary, not extra stuff, just word. What do you want? You must. You got nothing. You got to get down. But Daniel didn't interpret scripture as forth as teaching somebody else. It said that he began to he obeyed. Remember, when you interpret in scripture, you're going back to what we read in what Ezra or Nehemiah 8 the other day, that they read distinctly, which means they rightly divided it. They gave the sense and caused the people to understand the word. Prophets don't do that. That's not their job. Always remember, what does Bill Belichick tell you to do, Civic? Do your job. Now, when you look at what he said, he gave you what, Civic? What's the first thing he said he gave you? Apostles. I was telling this to my daughter the other day. Do apostles prophesy? No, but yes. You can be an apostle and be a prophet, but you can be an apostle and not be a prophet. The reason why I say no, yes, because he said the testimony of Yahushua is the Ruach of prophecy, and that's their number one thing that they do. But are they actually telling you something that's going to happen before it comes to pass? No, they're not. Not all of them. Just because you're an apostle don't mean you're a prophet.
I was thinking because the prophet not getting the word. Like, he's not getting the vision or a dream. But he's got the revelation. But that's why I say yes and no, because the breath or the spirit behind every prophecy was the testament or the testimony of the Son. Therefore, they're testifying of the Son. So therefore, it's a yes and no. But by strict definition of being a prophet, saying, thus saith Yahuwah, this gonna happen. No, they weren't doing that. We don't see Peter prophesying.
I was gonna say the only prophet you really got teaching was Ezekiel.
And he was a priest. You know what I'm saying? And he was a high priest, to be exact. You know what I'm saying? So this comes back to me. Say Jesus was a prophet. He interpreted the old. Of course, Jesus held multiple jobs. He was an apostle, a prophet, a pastor, a high priest. He held every job. But what I'm mentioning is just because you have a job position don't mean you hold all of it. Just because you're a prophet don't mean you're an apostle, but you can be an apostle who's a prophet. Peter was an apostle who was a pastor. But just because you're a pastor don't mean you're an apostle. Because Paul was an apostle and that's where it stopped. And he said about him, just one of the reasons they killed him. Now see, they didn't kill the prophets per se at testifying of the Son because they didn't know that they were testifying of the Son. Like they wanted to kill Jeremiah because he told them, "Hey man, he finna do this place like he did Shiloh." Or Zechariah got killed when he said, "Hey man, how long y'all gonna be wicked as hell?" So again, this is what I mean. We want to be specific. We want to be deliberate. We want to be pinpoint accurate and laser focused.
Not saying what we think it should be or what we've always been told. Because some people get offended when you be like, no, it don't say that. Now you mad. What you mad for? If it don't say it, it don't say it. You know what I'm talking about? But prophets, unless he was a priest, they didn't teach the word because that wasn't their job. See, we live in a time now where everybody wants to do everybody's job. You know what I'm saying? If that's not your job, that's like there's no. Why would I be out here talking about? Because you got brews that tell you they're a prophet because they reading the book.
Mm-hmm.
The prophets are back. Where they at then? Because I don't see nothing but some niggas with outfit on reading.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't prophesying because you reading, cause it just means you know how to read. These dudes really say that they prophets because they reading out the book. Shoot, sinners know how to read. Are they prophesying?
Mm-hmm.
So if your children reading, are they prophesying? How you prophesying somebody else prophecy? How much sense that made? You reading Isaiah prophecy, I just prophesied. That prophecy was already here. That's re-rock. That ain't even re-rock. That's what they call that. That's plagiarism. You taking somebody else's work and claiming it as your own. That's wild. But that what niggas do though. What else? What I just asked? What else? What we looking at?
Ezra 7, we just finished.
Okay, so these are chief men. That's right, because he texted me that. I don't know what I was talking about before he texted me. These are chief men that come up with him. So come to Revelation 7 and 14. Make it 13. Come on with it.
And one of the elders answered, saying unto me, what are these which are arrayed in white robes, and whence came they? And I said unto him, Sir, you know. And he said to me, these are they which came out of great tribulation, and have washed their robes, and made them white in the blood of the Lamb.
Uh-huh.
Therefore are they before the throne of Elohim, and serve him day and night in his temple. He that sit on the throne shall dwell among them.
My bad. 7 and 1. I'm in the wrong spot. My bad. Revelation 7 and 1.
And after these things, I saw 4 Malachim standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw another Malachim ascending from the east, having the seal of the living Elohim. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 Malachim, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our Elohim in their foreheads.
Now listen.
And I heard the number of them which were sealed.
How many of them?
And there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Yasharal.
Listen, Ephraim and Manasseh are considered to be the sons of Yasharal now. And that's what Genesis 48 said. Listen to it.
And I heard the number of them which were sealed 144,000 of all tribes of the children of Yasharal. Of the tribe of Yehuda sealed 12,000.
So now you got Judah.
Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000.
Now you got Reuben.
Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000.
Now you got Gad.
The tribe of Asher were sealed 12,000.
Asher 2.
Of the tribe of Naphtali were sealed 12,000.
Naphtali 2.
Of the tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000.
Now you got who?
Manasseh.
Who is Manasseh? That's Joseph's son, right? Go ahead.
Of the tribe of Simeon sealed 12,000. The tribe of Levi sealed 12,000. The tribe of Issachar was sealed 12,000. The tribe of Zebulun were sealed 12,000. The tribe of Joseph were sealed 12,000. The tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000.
Now, what 2 tribes are missing? Dan and who else?
Reuben? Not Reuben, but
Ephraim missing. See, some people will correlate Joseph and Ephraim to be the same, but what did your law say? They are mine. My name is on them. And they are numbered in my inheritance. Did not Ephraim get an inheritance? Didn't Joseph get an inheritance? And Manasseh got an inheritance. You read that, didn't you? Hold on. We read Ephraim and Manasseh. Let me make sure I ain't leave Joseph out. Borders of Judah, Ephraim and Manasseh. Because remember, it said that Joseph got a bit over there, but let me do this one here. Go to Yahushua son of Nun 19 and 40. 19 and 40. Read that real quick.
So the seventh lot came out for the tribe of the children of Dan according to their families, and the coast of their inheritance was Arah and Eshcol and Urshemesh.
Go ahead.
And Shalabin and Ajalon and Jethlah and Elon and Thimnatar and Ekron and Eltekeh and Gibbethon and Balath and Jehud ben Barak and Gath Ramon, Majarkon, Rakan with the border of Japho, and the coast of the children of Dan went out too little for them. Therefore the children of Dan went up to fight against Lashem and took it and smote it with the edge of the sword and possessed it and dwelt.
Now you know why we looking at that? Because that means Dan got an inheritance. He has a border. What your law say about a border? What you can't do? Cannot remove your neighbor's landmark. So if God said you can't take your landmark, means border or territory. So if God said a man can't take somebody's territory, guess what God ain't gonna do? Now let's come over here to Ezekiel 48 and 30. Now I'm leading this up to something we're gonna see at the law. That's what it was with Dan. Joseph got it above because since he had two sons, that caused him to get a double portion. No other tribe got a double portion of the land but Joseph. But again, Ephraim has land, but he don't have 100. He don't have 12,000. Dan has land, but he don't get 12,000. Nobody say Ephraim kicked out because he ain't named because you want to synonymize, make them synonymous with Joseph, but that's not the case. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, I've been hearing, I heard groups like, someone was saying like,
Hey, Madeline, get your butt up. Sit up.
pretty much just what you explained, like, it can't be said because they don't got a gate. It's Ephraim.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Now we're going to figure that out. And that's why we read Yahushua son of Nun, and that's why we read Genesis 48, because you can see, even though Ephraim and Manasseh don't have a gate, their gate is in the portion of the land given to them from Joseph. Ezekiel 48 and 30.
And these the going outs of the city on the north side, 4,500 measures, and the gates of the city after the names of the tribes of Yasharal.
Now, Paul, Revelation 21 and what? You can start at 9 just because. Revelation 21 and 9.
And there came unto me one of the seven Malachim, which had a
Hold
seven
on,
vials.
and just so y'all can know, all this is dealing with when he said who pertains the covenants. Because all this stuff with the borders pertain to the covenants he made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So when he say that, those covenants tied to the land, among other things. But right now we focusing on those with the land. Go ahead.
There came unto me one of the seven Malachim, which had the seven vials full of the seven last plagues. And talked with me, saying, come here, I will show you the bride, the Lamb's wife. And he carried me away in the spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, Kedash Jerusalem, descending out of Shamahim from Elohim, having the esteem of Elohim, and her light like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear as crystal.
Clear as what?
Clear as crystal. It had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates. At the gates, 12 Malachim, and names written thereon, which are of the 12 tribes of the children of Yasharal.
Now you got somebody told me, oh, you don't know Dan got a gate. If it's telling you, if Ezekiel told you the names of the gates, why do you need John to go in great detail? You already had this information. Then you have to realize, let me ask you a question. Is Dan a son of Israel or not? Where do you see sons getting disowned? Exactly. Ezekiel 48 and 31.
Saying the gates of the city after the names of the tribes of Yasharal, 3 gates northward, 1 gate of Reuben.
1 gate who?
1 gate Reuben.
Who else?
one gate of Yehuda, and one gate of Levi.
So can we attest that Reuben, Judah, and Levi going to be in the kingdom of God? Okay, what's the next one?
At the east side, 4,503 gates.
One gate who?
Of Joseph.
And?
One gate of Benjamin.
And?
One gate of Dan.
So that means Dan and Joseph going on the same side. What side they from, man? They from out east. But you're going to see Ephraim and Manasseh ain't mentioned. But Ephraim and Manasseh belong to who? No, they belong to Jacob. So you went too fast there, didn't you? They belong to Jacob. Remember what he said in Genesis 48? Your issue you have after them two are yours, but these two are mine. And he said, my name on them and the name of Abraham and Isaac is on them. Yeah. See, some people think because Dan doesn't have 12,000 out the 144, that means Dan cast out. And that's just simply because individuals make up stuff when they can't explain something instead of saying, I don't know why Dan ain't there. But 144, that just means that out of those tribes, Ephraim and Dan won't have anybody redeemed as soon as the Lord come back. That's what it means. That's all it means. Did he say them the first fruits? That means Dan and Ephraim ain't got no first fruits. That's it. Because he could have did what? He could have did 14 tribes, couldn't he? And it could have been what? 168,000. So what makes a person the son of Joseph if we don't know any other sons he had? Well, you either of the tribe of Joseph, or if you're of the tribe of Ephraim and Manasseh, then you are part of Joseph. His fourth is being named as the land is concerned. See, if you weren't of Ephraim and Manasseh, his fourth is directly, then you would just be Joseph. You know what I'm saying? But those two, meaning, and what I mean by that is, Joseph had other sons. If Joseph has other sons, those sons inherit in Joseph's gate. But if you of Ephraim and Manasseh, then you have a border in the land, but you still go in Joseph's gate because you ain't getting no extra gate. I gave you some land, but you ain't getting no gate. Even swap, no swindle. And that's mainly because of the aspect of, remember, what is the covenant about? It's giving of the land. He gave them a border. And then we read it too. He said Joseph got a what? A double portion. What tribe got a double portion? Besides Joseph? Not Nam. Mother Sharona said, when I was in Israel, I was told the tribe Joseph never left the land. I saw a very dark-skinned little boy doing backflips close to the old city Jerusalem. I was so curious why they kissed him. It's possible. I wouldn't say they would never left the land because, remember, the 10 tribes got taken. So I would wager it was probably some tribe of Joseph in the middle of that. But God knows. Clearly I don't. I wasn't there. Johnny might have been there. He be watching Quantum Leap. He be jumping in to other people. You used to watch that with Mom Dukes? I damn sure did. I hated every minute of it.
What that show was, when he got the paper right there.
I know what show you talking about. I don't remember the name, though. I know what you're talking about. They brought Quantum Leap back with an Asian man. Nobody want to see that. They want to see the white man. Not for real. I don't know who they want to see. But they did bring it back with an Asian man. I don't think it was the same as the original. Imagine a white man, he jump in a black man's body. He steady jumping, trying to get back home. I don't think the show ended. He never got back home. Ain't that some hell? You jump into everybody's life but yours. I'd be mad as hell. You know what I'm saying? I just want to go home. You say you used to watch Quantum Leap with your dad? Shoot. That didn't mean you're old. That's an old show. Definitely from the late 80s, early 90s. Come on, man. Where we at with it?
Keep going to Ezekiel 48.
Yes, sir. We got to run them all. What on the south side, zone 3, where we at with it? That's where I'm from.
At the south side, 4,500 measures, 3 gates, 1 gate of Simeon, 1 gate of Issachar, 1 gate of Zebulun.
West side,
4,500, there 3 gates.
Gad.
1 gate of Asher, and 1 gate of Naphtali.
Roundabout.
18,000 measures.
Name of the city.
From that day shall be Yahuwah is there.
Yeah. I think he passed away. Now let's come to Numbers. Now I'm mentioning this here for the leaving out of a tribe, because people want to talk about a tribe being left out. Well, let's go to the law and see a tribe left out. Numbers 1:1.
And Yahuwah spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the tabernacle of the congregation on the first of the second month, in the second year after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, take you the sum of all the congregation of the children of Yasharal after their families.
Mother Sharona said she thought the only black people in the land was in Dimona. See, they don't want you to know it's black people over there. That didn't come over there with Ben Ami. There's some black folks over there. I ain't gonna lie to you. Most of them white folks know what time it is with certain stuff. Some are in denial, and some are readily just able to admit it, and some are indifferent. You know what I'm saying? Now, the rest of the world, that's different. Because a lot of Asians, and you know what I'm talking about, quote unquote, and Arabs, they know what time it is too. It's just, hey, it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to look at black people and be like, y'all ain't this and y'all ain't that. But as you can tell by how people interact and move with quote unquote niggas, it's something special about them people. You don't do stuff to a certain group of people who are clearly the smallest people on the earth in comparison to everybody else. Because just because you have melanin don't mean you are the same family. You know what I'm talking about? That everybody don't like them. It's two people on the earth that you can see are universally disliked. Niggas and white people. I'm being dead serious. Now, in some societies, people love black folks, but I also believe that the universal dislike, for American blacks is based off of the propaganda that is perpetrated from United States culture, framing a particular view in the eyesight of others of how they think we behave versus who we are. Because the reality is that most people aren't around black people to actually know. So y'all don't be really thinking about that. You got some white folks, man, they ain't never been around black people before. So you know what their only interaction and thoughts is with black folks? Either from a negative experience, movies, television, and music. Just like the reality is, most black folks ain't really been around white folks before. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really have a real strong idea how the average everyday white person is. Your thoughts of white people is through the lens of racist white people you encountered, the police, television, movies. Maybe not music so much, because you may not listen to their music too tough. I've told you this before. Every race of people has a programming. They program white people different than they program black people, and they program Asian people different than and then they have subsets of how they program white people. Because you have Italians, you have Irish, you have Russian, you have Anglo-Saxons, and they program all of them different to make them move, think, and behave in the way that they want them to behave. Now, they want all the women to behave like sluts, so that's pretty easy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that to be funny. They want all the women to be whores. You know what I'm saying? I showed this dude, man, this nigga's hilarious. This nigga, come on, he say, bless that Mitch. He'll play a clip of a woman talking, and he'll be like, such a sagacious and lascivious Mitch with great pulchritude. You know what pulchritude is, man? You ain't never heard that word before. You look confused. You know, Johnny don't know words past 4 letters. Look it up, man. Pulchritude. You feel like your wife got great pulchritude? Ain't no urgent dictionary. Do you believe your wife got great pulchritude?
Do you believe that your wife?
Absolutely, she got great pulchritude. You think you got great pulchritude? You think you sagacious? These ain't even big words.
Yeah, I told you that made up word.
Hey, I told you wrong.
You spelled it wrong.
Yeah, Civic got it. Pulchritude means beauty, nigga. Talking about a made up word. Tell him what it means, Civic. I know Civic got it.
That means beauty or attractiveness.
Great pulchritude. Look at it. If he'd have said no, she'd be like, I'm gonna cut this nigga later. You know what it means to be sagacious? I did. I used to read the dictionary while having bowel movements for my entire childhood. It is. That's why don't send your kid to the bathroom with a phone. Send them with a dictionary. Let him be a wordsmith. You know what I'm saying? Let him be a practitioner of stellar vernacular. You know what I'm saying? Spit up out them hoes, keep them on their toes, nigga. Mother Sharona said she saw a lot of very dark people in Jerusalem. Tourists don't get to see what I saw. Felt like I was having a family reunion. I wanted to cry. And I could believe that because they don't want you to see that. You think it ain't nothing but pale pink toes around there, man. These people look like you. And they ain't going to tell you how they got there and why they there.
We should all have sagacious.
Everybody. The Lord was sagacious? You figured out what sagacious means? Help him out, man.
Yeah. According to the way you said you put on this morning, you don't think he has it?
He definitely not sagacious with them socks.
Yeah.
That's having or showing keen mental discernment and good judgment.
Definitely didn't have good judgment with them socks. You know what I'm talking about? He wasn't ready for that. He told me that's a made up word. It's funny. I'm talking about this is how the dude, when he do his shorts, that's how he lean in to have a woman talking, and then he uses certain words to describe the words she used. And then she said, with great pulchritude, some of them good pulchritude. Some of them just pulchritude. It'd be bad if he says she has no pulchritude. And I stalled him out. He said, I have about 15 family members that live in Israel. They've been over there for about 15 years. So come on, where we at with it, man?
Numbers 101.
Listen to it.
And Yahuwah spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai at the tabernacle of the congregation on the first of the second month, in the second year after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, take you to some of all the congregation of the children of Yasharah after their families, by the house of their fathers, with the number of names, every male by their poles.
Every male by their pole.
From 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war.
Go forth to what?
To war.
To what?
To war.
To what?
To war.
Okay.
You and Aaron shall number them by their armies. And with you there shall be a man of every tribe, everyone head of the house of his father.
And these are the names
of the men that shall stand with you: of Reuben, Elazar the son of Shador;
of Simeon,
Shalumiel the son of Zerishaddai;
of Yehuda,
Neshan the son of Aminadab; of Issachar, Nathaniel the son of Zuar;
Zebulun,
Eliab the son of Halan;
of the children of who?
Joseph.
Notice how it specifically said of the children of who?
Joseph.
What else?
Of Ephraim, Elishama the son of Amihud; of Manasseh, Gamaliel the son of.
So see, they taking Joseph. He don't have no men counted, just his sons. Go ahead.
Of Benjamin, Abidan the son of Gideon;
of
Dan, Ahiezer the son of Ammishaddai;
of
Asher, Hagiel the son of Akram;
of
Gad, Eliasaph the son of Deuel;
of
Naphtali, Ahira the son of Enan.
These were renowned
of the congregation, princes of the tribes of their fathers, heads of thousands in Yasharah.
What tribe was left out? Huh? There was a tribe left out. Which one was it? Levi was left out. Now we're going to read why Levi was left out. And the reason for being is this is to show a delineation between Revelation with the 144,000 and this chapter right here, verse 47. So I didn't know about the prophet that said he would bring our son and daughters from afar. Indeed. So he says, so now we know what's going on when it says the house of Jacob and Obadiah. And we can look at that in a moment. Look at verse 47.
Say, but the Levites, after the tribe of their fathers, were not numbered among them.
Why?
For Yahuwah had spoken unto Moses, saying, only you shall not number the tribe of Levi, neither take the sum of them among the children of the Asherah.
It's not even just that they set apart for Yahuwah, because that is correct, but these are men of war. So Levi's not commissioned for war. So I don't want you to get caught up on Yahuwah as their portion and miss the point that we trying to see. Because of the 144,000, was Levi mentioned? He was. So that means the 144,000 are not warriors. They're the first fruits redeemed. But when it came for war, Levi is not numbered. Now, of course, he's about to tell you what you gentlemen just said. Go ahead.
For Yahuwah had spoken unto Moses, saying, only you shall not number the tribe of Levi, neither take the sum of them among the children of the Asherah. But you shall appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of testimony, over all the vessels thereof, and over all things that belong to
Now, notice he said you shouldn't number them among the children of Yasharal, but they were numbered amongst 144,000, though, not were they? Go ahead.
They shall bear the tabernacle and all the vessels thereof. They shall minister unto it, and shall encamp round about the tabernacle. When the tabernacle set forward, the Levites shall take it down. When the tabernacle is to be pitched, the Levites shall set it up. And the stranger that come near shall be put to death.
Mm-hmm.
And the children of Asherah shall pitch their tents, every man by his own camp, every man by his own standard, throughout their hosts.
Mm-hmm.
But the Levites shall pitch round about the tabernacle of testimony, that there be no wrath upon the congregation of the children of Asherah. And the Levites shall keep the charge of the tabernacle of testimony. The children of Yasharal did according to all that Yahuwah commanded Moses.
Now listen. Now this is a question I want to ask you. What inheritance did the Levites get in the land? Did they get an inheritance?
Not land.
That is correct. More specifically, they didn't get a land, they got cities. Yahushua, son of Nun, chapter 21. Why did they get cities? If they had a land all to themselves, then they would not be able to be interspersed amongst everyone to do their job. So they didn't get land, but they did get cities. Go ahead.
Then came near the heads of the fathers of the Levites unto Eleazar the priest, unto Yahushua the son of Nun, unto the heads of the fathers of the tribes of the children of Yasharal. And they spake unto them at Shiloh in the land of Canaan, saying, Yahuwah commanded by the hand of Moses to give us cities to dwell in, with the suburbs thereof for our cattle.
Tell them what suburbs is, man.
That's Migrash, common land, open land, suburbs.
Open land.
The area around the building or the margin of the sea.
Go ahead. Now, again, this is not an inheritance per se. They just got somewhere to dwell.
Saying the children of Yasharal gave unto the Levites out of their inheritance at the commandment of Yahuwah.
They gave them what?
Out of their inheritance. At the commandment of Yahuwah, these cities and their suburbs.
And a lot
came out for the families of the Kohathites and the children of Aaron the priest, of the Levites, had by lot out of the tribe of Yehuda, out of the tribe of Simeon, out of the tribe of Benjamin, 13 cities.
And the rest?
Of the children of Kohath by lot out of the families of the tribe of Ephraim, out of the tribe of Dan, and out of the half tribe of Manasseh, 10 cities.
And the sons of Gershon?
By lot out of the families of the tribe of Issachar, and out of the tribe of Asher, and out of the tribe of Naphtali, and out of the half tribe of Manasseh and Bashan, 13 cities.
And what else?
The children of Merari by their families out of the tribe of Reuben, out of the tribe of Gad, and out of the tribe of Zebulun, 12 cities.
What else?
And the children of Yasharal gave by lot unto the Levites these cities with their suburbs, as Yahuwah commanded by the hand of Moses.
Go ahead.
And they gave out of the tribe of the children of Yehuda, out of the tribe of the children of Simeon, these cities which are mentioned by name.
Which?
The children of Aaron of the families of the Kohathites, the children of Levi had, for theirs was the first lot.
Go ahead.
And they gave them the city of Arba, the father of Anak, which is Hebron, and the hill of Yehuda, with the suburbs thereof round about it, by the fields of the city.
Okay, that's good, because we ain't finna keep reading that, because it's just gonna keep on going and going and going and going. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of cities. And that's for them to be, notice that they got cities out of every tribe, from every tribe, so they were everywhere. But again, we mentioned in war. Because if we go back to chief men numbered amongst the people, you can see them numbered amongst the people with the chief men. Let's come over here to Numbers 13, I believe.
I think number 13 what I want. No, I take that back. But this will give us another example. Numbers 13 and 4. Listen to it. These are the spies.
These were names of the tribe of Reuben: Shemuel, the son of Zakur; the tribe of Simeon, Shaphat, the son of Hori; the tribe of Yehuda, Caleb, the son of Jephunneh; of the tribe of Issachar, Igal, the son of Joseph;
Of the tribe,
of Ephraim, Hoshea, the son of Nun;
of the tribe,
of Benjamin, Paltai, the son of Raphu;
of the tribe,
of Zebulun, Gadiel, the son of Sodi;
of the tribe.
of Joseph, of the tribe of Manasseh.
So again, Joseph doesn't have, again, it mentioned his sons. Go ahead.
Gadi, the son of Susi, of the tribe of Dan; Amiel, the son of Gamalai, the tribe of Asher; Sathor, the son of Michael, of the tribe of Naphtali; Nabi, the son of Vafshi, of the tribe of Gad; Guel, the son of Maki.
And again, who's left out?
Levi.
Now let me find this one for the chief men. The chief men. Where we at with it? I think we need to come over here to Numbers chapter 2. And we do. Numbers 2 and 1. Now I told you what this one here, man, you got to look at some technical stuff so you right and exact. So you know specifically what's going on.
And Yahuwah spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, Every man of the children of Yasharal shall pitch by his own standard with the ensign of their father's house. Far off about the tabernacle of the congregation shall they pitch. On the east side, toward the rising of the sun, shall they of the standard of the camp of Yehuda pitch throughout their armies. And Nashan, the son of Aminadab, captain of the children of Yehuda.
Drop to verse 5.
And those that do pitch next unto him shall be of the tribe of Issachar. And Nathaniel, the son of Zuar, captain of the children of Issachar.
Just all the odd number verses, because we don't need to read how many people in the host.
The tribe of Zebulun, Eliab, the son of Halan, captain of the children of Zebulun.
Verse 9.
And all that were numbered in the camp of Yehuda, 100,000, 80,000, 6,400.
You can read verse 10 though.
On the south side, the standard
It's
of the
going to
camp
switch to the even numbers.
of Reuben, according to their armies, and the captain of the children of Reuben, Elazar, the son of Shador.
Verse 12.
And those which pitched by him, the tribe of Simeon, the captain of the children of Simeon, Shelumiel, the of Zarishadai.
Verse 14.
Then the tribe of Gad, the captain of the sons of Gad, Eliasaph, the son of Reuel.
Verse 16.
All that were numbered in the camp of Reuben, 100,000, 1,450 throughout their armies.
You can read verse 17.
And then the tabernacle of the congregation shall set forward with the camp of the Levites in the midst of the camp. As they encamp, so shall they set forward, every man in his place by their
So
standards.
now that this is what they lot is. They said they got a tabernacle congregation, right? Keep on going.
On the west side, the standard of the camp of Ephraim, according to their armies, the captain of the sons of Ephraim, Elishama, the son of Amihud, and his hosts.
Verse 20.
And by him, the tribe of Manasseh, the captain of the children of Manasseh, Gamaliel, the son of Pedazar.
Verse 22.
Then the tribe of Benjamin, the captain of the sons of Benjamin, Abidan, the son of Gideoni.
Verse 24.
All that were numbered of the camp of Ephraim, 100,000, 8,000, and 100. Throughout their armies, they shall go forward.
You can read verse 25. Guess who that is right there?
The standard of the camp of Dan.
Who?
The camp of Dan.
Not Dan.
On the north side by their armies. The captain of the children of Dan, Ahiezer, the son of Amishadai.
Verse 27.
And those that camp by him, the tribe of Asher, the captain of the children of Asher, Pagiel, the son of Akron.
Go ahead.
Then the tribe of Naphtali, and the captain of the children of Naphtali, Ahira, the son of Enan.
This verse 29 to verse 31.
All they that were numbered in the camp of Dan, 100,050, 7,600.
And they shall what?
Go henmost with their standards.
These
are those which are numbered of the children of Yasharal by the house of their fathers. All those that were numbered of the camps throughout their host, 600,000, 3,550.
But the Levites
were not numbered among the children of Yasharal as Yahuwah commanded Moses.
See, so again, they not. But does that mean Levi's not a tribe if they're not numbered? Tell them what number mean in Hebrew right now.
God, to attend, muster, to number, to reckon.
So because if they're not reckoned amongst the children of Israel, does that mean Levi's not a child of Israel? Because they're not reckoned amongst them? Now, how much sense does that make? But Dan's reckoned. That's what they say down here. You don't know nothing about that stuff. You ain't from around here. I reckon. You heard people talk to you like that?
Definitely southern. So.
Well, if a nigga say to you, I reckon, that nigga country. You know what I'm talking about? That nigga a different type of country, boy. You know what I'm saying? Nigga beat you, say you out, but you say, hey man, you know what such as I reckon he at the house. That nigga that country, boy. I want to make sure I ain't skip over no other aspects of any numbering. I don't believe we have. I don't believe we have. She said, that's a normal. I mean, because you live in Georgia, Mika.
That's wrong. So they say it over there.
Well, y'all old English people, so it's different. But somebody saying, I reckon, down here, that boy, that country. That boy, that country. Come over here to Numbers chapter 26. Read me verse 2. Notice that each time somebody gets numbered, it's always about going to war.
It say, take the sum of all the congregation of the children of Yasharal from 20 years old and upward throughout their father's house, all that are able to go to war in Yasharal.
Verse 5.
Reuben, the eldest son of Yasharal, the children of Reuben, Hanak, the family
Now,
of...
we don't need nothing else. We're going to read what each tribe is mentioned. Now we're going to drop down some more because it's talking about Korah and all them, verse 12.
The sons of Simeon after their families.
Because we're trying to prove a point. That's all. Go ahead.
Nemuel, the family of the Nemuelites.
Verse 15.
The children of Gad after their families. Zephon, family of the Zophanites.
Verse 19.
Sons of Yehuda, and Onan. And Onan died in the land of Canaan.
Verse 23.
The sons of Issachar after their families, Tola, the family of the Tolites.
Verse 26.
The sons of Zebulon after their families, Sared, the family of the Sardites.
Verse 28.
Sons of Joseph after
now
their
you
families.
Can keep going because look what he say. After their families were
Manasseh and Ephraim.
Of the sons of Manasseh.
Machir, the family of the Macharites. Machir begat Gilead, and Gilead become the family of the Gileadites.
You know why this is important? Because it names all the grandchildren from these other men, but they don't have an inheritance in the land like Ephraim and Manasseh. You know about and Onan, right? Who's Onan?
Pull-out.
That's Mr. Pullout. Not no bed either. Not no bed. We don't got to keep reading. No, verse 38. Numbers 26 and 38.
The sons of Benjamin after their families of Bala, the family of the Belaites.
Hold on. Verse 42.
To these, the sons of Dan after their families, Shuham, the family of the Shuhamites. These, the families of Dan after their families.
Verse 44.
The children of Asher after their families, Jimnah, the son of the Jimnites.
Yeah, with it. Verse 48.
The sons of Naphtali after their families, Jaziel, the Jazielites.
Verse 50.
These the families of Naphtali according to their families, and they that were numbered of them 45,400.
Verse 52.
Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, unto these the land shall be divided for an inheritance according to the number of names.
To many.
You shall give the more inheritance, to few you shall give the less inheritance. To everyone shall his inheritance be given according to those that were numbered of him.
Notwithstanding,
the land shall be divided by lot, according to the names of the tribes of their fathers shall they inherit.
Go ahead.
According to the lot shall the possession thereof be divided between many and few.
Hold on, and these
are they that were numbered of the Levites after their families, Gershon.
Oh, so the Levites get numbered this time. Go ahead.
The family of the Gershonites, of Kohath, the family of the Kohathites, of Merari, the family of the Merarites. These the families of the Levites, the family of the Libnites, the family of the Hebronites.
That's good. Verse 62.
And those that were numbered of them were 20 and 3,000, all males from a month old and upward. For they were not numbered among the children of Yasharal, because there was no inheritance given them among the children of Yasharal.
These
are they that were numbered by Moses and Eleazar the priest, who numbered the children of Yasharal in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho.
But among
these was not a man of them whom Moses and Aaron the priest numbered when they numbered the children of Yasharal in the wilderness of Sinai.
Listen. Now, you see them got numbered here. Now, I'm going to have a question for you. based off everything that we've been looking at, how Levi is not numbered and why they weren't numbered, so on and so forth. So here's the question. Why is Levi numbered with 144,000? Why is Levi numbered with 144,000? Everything else where they're numbered at, they not mentioned, correct? I want you to do me a favor. I want you to read me Revelation 7:1, starting there one more time to help assist with answering of this question. We read three different things why Levi wasn't mentioned, numbered, right? Priests and kings. They ain't gonna do it. Revelation 7:1. It's a simple answer too.
After these things, I saw four Malachim standing on the four corners of the earth, holding four winds of the earth. The wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another Malachim ascending up from the east, having the seal of the living Elohim. And he cried with a loud voice to the four Malachims, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our Elohim in their foreheads.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard the number of them which were sealed.
So what? Give them a number again. The number of them that were sealed.
That's a rhythmos, a fixed and definite number. A multitude, an indefinite number.
A multitude, or a numbering, or a reckoning, like we read numbering over here, right? Now read me Revelation 14:1, or 14:4 one more time.
And these are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they.
Well, make it one. I'm sorry. One is what I mean.
Saying, I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion with a hymn, 144,000, having his Abba's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from Shamahim as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts.
So now, with that being said, you know they the first fruits redeemed from the earth throne. Why is Levi numbered? So what? I can't hear nothing you say. You let your students talk in class like that? So why you talking in mine like that?
I don't know. I got it. We read Romans about the promise.
I got two answers.
Could be. It ain't even that hard of an answer. I promise you're gonna overthink it.
I just say it's not pertaining to war.
No, that's why we looked at all those numbers pertain to war.
And I was just say the other one is now they job and transfer over. They ain't gotta watch over the top of
Well, if it's pertaining to war, that means
I would have.
be a part that they're not gonna be teaching.
I could allow that because it definitely is not gonna be no war. Let me help y'all out why there ain't gonna be no war. You ready for that, Silver? You know where it's at? No. Come over here to Deuteronomy 24.
Hey man, Mike over here sitting over.
Where's this at, man? What's that 22? Well, that definitely ain't 22. Not camp sanitation and woe time.
It's 24 and 5.
Yeah, that's it. 24 and 5. Deuteronomy 24 and 5. But I promise y'all overthinking it. You got to think about everything you heard in Numbers. And that'll tell you why Levi is numbered with 144,000. War is a part of it.
He said, when a man hath taken a new wife, he shall not go out to war, neither shall he be charged with any business, but he shall be free at home 1 year, and shall cherish his wife which he hath taken.
Well, you know that's why ain't gonna be no war. That's why the son won't go to war with Gog and Magog, because he gonna be home for 1,000 years, aka 1 day, to cause his wife to rejoice, because that's what cheer up means. You know what I'm talking about? But why is Levi numbered? You read that they weren't numbered in because of war, but you also read they weren't numbered because of something else. Now, if Mashiach done came back, is he not their portion? So then wouldn't he not be able to be numbered then? Because a lot of their inheritance is right there. This is what allows him to be numbered with them this time versus that time. Because Yahuwah ain't portion, but Yahuwah wasn't there. Now you who are here with no war. But he is. That's why they weren't numbered, because it was wartime. These were people being numbered, everybody who could go to war. But when we come back over here, that 144,000, they not numbered. They the first fruits. They go with the Lamb wherever he go. They not going to war. So now the Levites don't have to be excluded, obviously. But then most importantly, their portion of their inheritance is there. He's there now. They can be numbered. Beforehand, he was their portion. But this is for war. Y'all got to stay back. It's your job. That's why we read that in Numbers 1. You got to do this and you got to do this. And we can't have you going to war. You nigga get murked. Can't nobody come back and do this here. Because if all the Levites go out to war and get killed, now we ain't got nothing but Ephraimites and Benjamites and this. That can't nobody do the work. Now we got to hope it's a Levite lady and man somewhere so we can make some babies and then wait for some new priests to come. But when you're dealing with the Lord come and he don't murk these people, what they going to war for? Remember, he said you're going to be dwelling in what type of city, Sid? Safety. Feeling good. No threats. The round table is doing the work. Camp or the law. God first gang. Gang. What they at with it? That's what the name of that group, man. God first gang. GFG, nigga.
You finna go join the round table?
Hell no. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to them. My dog had brought me in that one day, but I was cleaning my shoes. I forgot where we were going. That's right. And that's why they're able to be a part of the 144,000, because they're Yahuwah's portion. Because you know why? Because you know what Dan was known for, right? Y'all know what the tribe of Dan was known for? They were. That's why I said that. Them boys were killers. Yeah, they were killers. So when you come over here, back over here to Deuteronomy 33, look what it say about Dan. We talk about it. Verse 22. Say Dan is a lion's whelp. Where he lead from, Sid?
He shall lead from Bashan.
Who else, and where was Bashan at? We read that. That's the land they took from Og. What happened to Og? They murked this nigga. And then when you come over here to Psalm 68. Dang, I ain't got it in my book. Tell me what 22 say.
Say the Lord said, I'll bring again from Bashan. I'll bring again from the depths of the sea, that your foot may be dipped in the blood of your enemies, and the tongue of your dogs in the same.
And you know what Dan mean?
Judge.
So Dan bringing judgment. Dan would have to be representative of Yahushua. He bringing judgment from Bashan. In the same place judgment got brought when you're dealing with, what's the name? Og, the king of Bashan, who bucked. Yeah, Dan wasn't no joke. Them boys, they were swole swingers, man. They laid that, but all that is just pertaining to the covenants in the small instance. But I just wanted y'all to see that, and that took some time because you had to read a lot to get to that point. And that's what the point of is what we talking about, what made Paul different from everybody else. Because you talking about somebody who was trained at the feet of Gamaliel and then given the revelation of Yahushua HaMashiach. So that means when he sat down with people, he did the same. See, what we like to do is you like to gloss. With Paul's letters, you can't do no gloss. You got to actually, you have to know Tanakh. You got to know Torah. You got to know all of that, because you might have to go here to pull a bit from here, to pull a bit from here, to pull a bit from here to understand what he's talking about. Now, we come back to Romans 9 real quick. Because I wanted to put that in there with the adoption. Because what do sons get according to Ezekiel? They get gifts. Get that for me. Ezekiel 45 and 15. Hey, girl, sit your behind up. Ezekiel 45 and 15.
And one lamb out of the flock, out of the 200, out of the fat pastures of Yasharal, for a meat offering, for a burnt offering, and for peace offerings, to make reconciliation for them, saith Yahuwah Elohim.
Go ahead.
All the people of the land shall give this oblation.
No. I don't want that. I ain't worried. 46 and 16, actually. Listen what he say.
Thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, if the prince give a gift unto any of his sons, the inheritance thereof shall be his sons.
It shall be their what?
Possession by inheritance.
Pause. Inheritance is dealing with the land. Tell him what inheritance means. You can give him possession as well. He say if the prince give a gift to any of his who? His sons. You can give him gift on top of it.
Inheritance is not the law. Possession, property, inheritance,
Property.
Share.
The land.
And estate.
The land.
And then possession is akuzah, possession, property, possession by inheritance.
The land. Gift.
Matanah, a gift.
So he's giving you the gift of the land. Notice what he said. If the prince give a gift unto any of his sons, the possession, therefore shall be his sons. Go ahead. Verse 17.
But if he give a gift of his inheritance to one of his servants.
To one of his who?
To one of his
Now
servants.
see, there's a difference. You see how swiftly made a difference? What has happened with the
Then it
servants?
shall be his to the year of liberty. After it shall return to the prince, but his inheritance shall be his sons for them.
His inheritance shall be his sons for who?
For them.
Revelation 21 and 7. Listen.
He that overcomes shall inherit all things. I'll be his Elohim.
He'll inherit all what?
All things.
And they shall?
I'll be his Elohim. He shall be my son.
He'll be my what?
Be my son.
And he said you inherit all things, correct? Now come back to Ezekiel 46 and read verse 18. Now, is Dan a son? So he got a gate. So that means the sons of Dan would be sons of God. That means they'd have an inheritance. These niggas is evil. Go ahead.
Say, moreover, the prince shall not take of the people's inheritance by oppression to thrust them out of their possession. He shall give his sons an inheritance out of his own possession, that my people be not scattered, every man from his possession.
He said they got to come from his possession. Read verse 8 of Ezekiel 45. Matter of fact, make it 45 and 6. Matter of fact, we gotta let's get maybe want to give you more information because the Levites get a little dot of land on this go round.
I say, moreover, when you shall divide by lot the land for inheritance, you shall offer an oblation unto Yahuwah, the Kadash portion of the land, the length of 5 and 20,000, and the breadth 10,000. This shall be Kadash, and all the borders thereof round about.
Of this,
there shall be for the sanctuary 500 with 500 square round about, and 50 cubits round about for the suburbs thereof.
And this measure
shall you measure the length of 5 and 20,000, and the breadth of 10,000, and in it shall be the sanctuary, the most Kadash.
And in it shall be the what?
The most Kadash.
And that what it meant, the most Kadash.
And the Kadash of the land shall be for the priests, the ministers of the sanctuary, which shall come near to minister unto Yahuwah. It shall be a place for their houses, a Kadash place for the sanctuary.
Their inheritance is the most Kadash place in the whole spot. And you know why that's the case? Because in Revelation 5, what he told you, he made you what? Go ahead.
Saying you shall appoint 5 and 20,000 of the length and the 10,000 of breadth shall also the Levites, the ministers of the house, have for themselves for possession for 20 chambers.
And you shall what?
Appoint the possession of the city 5,000 broad, 5 and 20,000 long.
Over what?
Against the oblation of the Kadash. It shall be for the whole house of Yasharal.
And
a portion for the prince on the one side,
and on the other
of the oblation of the Kadash,
and the possession
of the city before the oblation of the Kadash,
and before
the possession of the city
from the west
side westward, from the east side eastward,
and the length
over against one of the portions from the west border unto the east border.
But he said, in the land
shall be his possession in Yasharal. My princes shall no more oppress my people, and of the land shall they give to the house of Yasharal according to their tribes.
So notice, basically, he just told you the prince get Jerusalem. That's pretty much what he just told you. He said, but everything outside of that, he can't oppress them people and take that. So when you see him giving his sons a possession, he can give them a possession inside where? Jerusalem. And that's theirs. But the servants got to do what, Sid? They gotta what? Give it back.
Yeah, liberty.
They gotta give it back. 47, Ezekiel, verse 20. We ain't got to read everything.
The west side also, the great sea from the border till a man come over against Hamath. This is the west side. So shall you divide this land unto you according to the tribe of Yasharal.
It shall what?
Come to pass, you shall divide it by lot for an inheritance unto you, and to the strangers that sojourn among you, which shall beget children among you. They shall be unto you as born in the country among the children of Yasharal. They shall have inheritance with you among the tribes of Yasharal.
Now, we just dealing with that. So you can clearly see Dan ain't went nowhere. Now you see why Dan ain't mentioned and Levi's mentioned with the 144. Because Levi got a gate too, don't he? I mean, he got reckoned with the people too. Why? Ain't no war. And why? The name of the city is what? Yahuwah is there. They get their portion. But also they get their portion where? Instead of having no lot inheritance in the land, they lot inheritance in where? In the city. Where the Lord at? Ain't that where you want to be at?
Verse 23, is that saying how other nations
Yes.
come in that same chapter?
Yeah, they got to dwell. They dwell amongst whatever tribe they dwell amongst. Same thing as saying Numbers. What it is, 15:15. Read it for them, sis.
I was saying that for the rules that say on the.
Oh, you can show that to some people. They still don't give a damn.
Okay.
You know how many people done showed them that they don't care?
He said, one ordinance for you of the congregation, and also for the stranger that sojourn, and an ordinance forever in your generations, as you, so shall the stranger be before you.
Because you know the stranger may sojourn amongst you, they may not. I mean, in regards of what tribe, you know, whatever tribe they sojourn with, that's where they lie at. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't be like, oh, we gonna dwell in Judah today and go dwell in Benjamin tomorrow and dwell in Naphtali next week. No, that ain't how that works. That ain't how that works. But we'll stop right there for now, though. Hold on, I have one more thing I wanted to accentuate out of Romans.
You want to read Obadiah, Brother Wilson?
Oh yeah, he did mention something about Obadiah. Come over here to the book of Obadiah. Who is that making all that unnecessary noise? Is it Malia? It's Malia? Oh. Who doing it, Malia?
It's close.
At least you honest and say you don't know. Come over here to verse 15. The book of Obadiah, verse 15.
If for the day of Yahuwah is near upon all the heathen, as you have done, it shall be done.
Now the
unto
word
you.
heathen is goy, which means nations or people.
Your reward shall return upon your own heads. For as you have drunk upon Makadash mountain, shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, they shall swallow down, they shall be as though they had not been.
Now that takes us back to when he said that Jerusalem will be trodden down by the Gentiles, more specifically Revelation 11. Continue. But upon
Mount Zion shall be deliverance,
and there shall be
Kadash
and the house of Jacob
shall possess their
now
possession.
tell them deliverance and possessions.
Deliverance is Peletah, escape, deliverance, an escape remnant, an escape portion.
Possessions.
This is Morash, possession. Figuratively means delight.
Go ahead. Verse 18.
And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, the house of Esau for stubble. They shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahuwah hath spoken.
Now, when he tell you the house of Jacob a fire, house of Joseph a flame, what you think he mean? While you thinking about that, I'll give you verse 19. The south shall possess the Mount Esau, the plain of the Philistines. They shall possess the fields of Ephraim, the fields of Samaria, Benjamin, Gilead. And the captivity of this host of the sons of Yasharal, that of the Canaanites, under Zarephath, and the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Saraphat, shall possess the cities of the south. And Savior shall come upon Mount Zion to judge the Mount of Esau, and the Mount Cush shall be Yahuwah's. Now, see, people see saviors and they think this meaning a whole bunch of different people. But let me grab their saviors and show you what that means. Because it ain't what most people think it means. When you got saviors there, Yeshua, Yad, Shan, and Ayin, to be saved, to be delivered, to be saved in battle, to be victorious, to give victory to. So it would better be to read in that victory shall come upon Mount Zion. You know what I'm talking about? Or deliverance should be on Mount Zion. But when you see saviors, what does that lead you to think in your brain? Multiple different people. But that's not what that's talking about. And I can see why they would come looking at that. It's probably a hard word to translate from Hebrew to English to properly convey that in their mind, I guess. That's why some people be looking at other translations. You know what I'm saying? You have some people who feel like King James Version is the greatest translation. That's their business. Me personally, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about any of that.
I was gonna say with this, with Jacob and Joseph being in the fire, devouring Esau, that tossing the beast into the liquid fire.
Oh, not necessarily. It's more so the Lord and his army. Because you got house of Jacob, that's denoting who? The whole house of Jacob. But then you got Joseph, his house. And Joseph, more than likely, is going to be denoting who? Ephraim and Manasseh. You know what I'm saying? But it's more so saying we're going to burn these niggas up. We're going to devour them. Esau is done. And how do we know that this could be referring to the Lord and his armies? Because you got Isaiah 63. You got Ezekiel 35. You got all those passages that pertain to the beast getting crashed. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, let me get this Romans 9 because we had 3 hours. It's over. It's over for that. So we've discussed adoption. We hit the esteem with the sons of God lightly, but more so of the covenants. You know what I'm saying? And what those covenants represent. I want to deal with that with the adoption part because obviously you can see how long that took. I wouldn't have been able to do that last night in regards to that 144,000, Dan, Waddy, you know what I'm saying? Because people talk about that because that joint was really, when we were talking about it, I told you, right? Nigga asked the question and my dog went to jail. I told this nigga, I'm like, bro, you just made that up. You know what I'm saying? You don't have an answer to some stuff and you just made that up. Always be able to say, man, I don't know. You ain't got to make nothing up. You know what I'm saying? But as you can see with something of that nature, you know, you have to really, you got to go through the book, take your time, and then the answer is there. See, you know what most people want? They want one verse that says this. But you know what we tell them, Civic? Nigga say, you illiterate nigga. Got to spell it out for you all the time. You can't read between the lines. But this one even not reading between the lines. This is actually understanding the operation. That's why the book of Numbers, when you look at the 144,000, is important because you see Levi not being numbered with them. Every time. Until you get to the end. You see that they don't have an inheritance with them. You see that they got cities and not land. You know what I'm talking about? You see, when it came to war, we can't have you to war. Your job is to do this. But when everything is over, and there will be no war, I can number you amongst the people and redeem you because I'm your portion. It would make sense you would be numbered. But we'll say hallelujah for Yahushua and the word. We'll stop right there. I appreciate y'all time this afternoon. Bless you at the house of Elohim in the name of Yahushua. Love, you say you wanted to add something about the what you put in the group chat? Well, come on with it so they can hear it. Yahuwah brew, so we can
come on with it so we can hear it.
So I got a headache.
I got some drugs.
No, I be waking up with one. I think I need a chiropractic adjustment. Sometimes it be like that, and if I put them headphones in, it can magnify it. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Peace, man. You have a good week too, bro. Hey, I don't know why y'all talking, stirring, burning. Don't walk to my bathroom. Sit it down. Sit it down. Sit it down. Sit it down. Shalom, man. Hallelujah indeed, man. Brother Craig. sit down. I thought you were going to say what you had to say. Hey, unless you getting that boy, you getting that boy. Getting that boy. You hang out with that boy? That's your man? You look out for him? No, go ahead. No, you don't have to stand in the camera, but they may want to hit. They may be inclined to hear it. Well, go ahead. That's fine.
So I just wanted to clarify the options that we listed for atonement. The first one being for the bag and food, that money option. And then the second part, talking about the post-atonement meal. So if we could get like 5 people who want to do it, or 5 families who want to do it, then we'll go with, then we can know that we want to do option 2. But if everybody does not want to eat together, then we'll just
yes, sir. So, shalom, Sister Regina.
So if we can know how many people might want to eat together after atonement by Pentecost, then we can kind of set that in motion as far as figuring out what we all want to eat, placing in order so that by the time that day comes, it can just be already all
Yes, sir, Dad. That's it. Very well then.
Yes.
Oh, my bad. No, I'm responding.
So yeah, if I guess we already can think about it. So by the time Pentecost comes, y'all can let us know how many people want to possibly eat together after atonement. If not, it's fine. And that's all I wanted to clarify. Or if anybody had any questions about what was listed, you could ask.
What was listed?
A lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to explain. You gotta get on Facebook.
Oh,
It was the numbers again, how much.
Those are the dates that they do by.
And I was it.
I know John Kerry.
Okay, I get it.
Those are the due dates.
So with the option 1, option 2, everyone should have the answer by Pentecost, which is saying would be
For
helpful.
option 2,
Yeah.
if everybody can have their answer by Pentecost, so we can have a head count of how many people might want to cater, because that meal will be catered. So that's why we're asking for that portion. So we can like know what we're gonna eat and then go ahead and already put that order in before that day.
Yeah.
So that we just already go ahead and pick it up and eat it on when it's time to go.
Okay. That makes sense.
Let's do a poll back in the church.
For what you want to eat. You can if you want to, or just some way where we can like keep a tally like of how many families we want to. Because if it's not enough of us to want to do it, it's not going to be enough. So that's why I said at least if 5 of us wanted to do it, 5 families, then yeah. But if only 3 people want to do it, it's kind of
That makes sense.
as far as like.
All right, y'all.
That's a good idea.
That was it.
I'm going to holler at y'all till the next time. Godspeed.